hoops or pave diamond cushion pendant necklace, both for only $175 each. Show your love with our Icon Collection Diamond Open Heart Ring for $375. Or stick with something classic, like Akoya Pearl studs starting at just $165. Bailey's is your go-to destination for holiday shopping. We're proud to make gift-giving easy since 1948 and to be voted Best Jeweler year after year. Located in Raleigh's Village District, Cary's Fenton, also in Rocky Mount and Greenville and Charlotte. Every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
At the Dugout Tavern and Grill's annual Cheers for Children party, we ring in the holidays and dig deep to help the kids at Wake Med Children's Hospital. And we want you to come join the festivities at the Dugout Tavern and Grill in Apex Thursday, December 18th, starting at 6 for Christmas cocktails, seasonal brews, and an ugly sweater contest. Donate money or items to help the kids at Wake Med Children's and get entered into our raffle for big ticket prizes drawn at 7:30. And stock up on holiday gift cards that everyone loves. Details at thedugouttavern.com.
I'm Dr. Miller, a dentist and a volunteer for Dental Lifeline Network. DLN asks dentists to volunteer to see just one patient per year who might not have access to proper oral health care. Join me in making a difference.
Go to willyouseeone.org to learn more.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to RitchieLaw.com.
That's RitchieLaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Amy Wilmoth. It's a chilly day out there today. A mix of sun and clouds with high temperatures near 40. It's cold again tonight, partly cloudy, lows near 30 degrees, and then a mix of sun and clouds on Wednesday. It's going to be fairly windy with a high of 55.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb and Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones this afternoon down 123 points today to 47,615.
Second chance here for Blake, and he scores, and he takes a cross-check by McCarron afterwards. Jackson Blake cutting through the middle, back and forth, he scores! What a goal, Jackson Blake! Now here comes a chance with the play coming in, it's Aho, drag, shoot, scores! Sebastian Aho, start on front, they score! A power play goal! The big man got in front, and Jordan Stahl.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. I'm Tim Donnelly, Dennis Cox producing the show, back with us. It is a hockey night in Carolina, everybody. Canes playing tonight. You can hear it right here on 99.9 The Fan. Also, 4:45, we'll have more CanesMas giveaways. It's that time of year, everybody. If you want to win some prizes / receive some gifts, be paying attention at 4:45 when we tell you to call in. Other than that, let's jump right into it. Let's start with the big 3 at 3. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Dennis Cox making the sound effects all by himself.
Yeah, you know, technology. Sometimes it doesn't always work, so you got to improvise.
Can we hear it one more time? Nice.
We should keep that.
Yeah, you should record that and just run it.
It's recorded.
Number 1.
That's
Canes tonight versus Columbus. Which, by the way, Dennis, you're going to hate this so much.
Am I?
I'll tell you what you're going to hate.
Why?
It's a 7:30 puck drop.
Yeah, I hate that. Hey, radio only, though.
Radio only,
Radio
correct.
only, though.
So if you're going to hear Mike Maniscalco, Trip Tracy, it's going to be, and we say radio only, also the 99.9 The Fan app.
Yep.
So 99.9 The Fan radio and 99.9 The Fan app for Mike and Trip, and Adam Golden and everybody else that goes along with it. Let's get the nuts and bolts out of the way. Brandon Bussey in net. 10th start of his career all this year with the Canes. Of the first 9, he's won 8 of them. Maybe he is the most dependable Canes netminder already. Maybe it's just a hot start. Either way, this is his second start in 3 games, right? So they're going to Brandon Bussey intentionally. This is not Bussey being the stopgap or the rest or they had to throw him in. This is Brandon Bussey being chosen to be the guy in net for the Canes.
Yeah, he's not just the other guy anymore.
No, it's how much of the other guy is some of the other guys might be the question. Other than that, Nystrom appears to be drawing back into the lineup after a day off. What was that, Sunday against San Jose? Which, I mean, if you're going to miss a day, right? He's walking in like, can't blame me for that mess. Can't blame him. So he'll be back in the net. Back on the ice. The question that we're going to address today, probably most often when talking about the Canes, including at about 3:15 when we dive into this game more, into the deep end. Why aren't they scoring? Could it be that simple? When things have gone poorly for the Canes, right? By the way, they're not going to be their best every game, right? You're not going to have your A+ game every game. But when things go bad, it's very obvious. It's like a faucet turning off on the scoring. Just no more. Who's responsible for that? What can they do to fix it? Should Jordan Stahl be one of the main scorers? There's a lot of questions to get to there, and about 3:15 we'll hit that. So if you are a Carolina Hurricanes fan, stick around for that. And also, start thinking about your first goal scorer predictions. At 4:33, we will open up the phone lines for first goal scorer predictions. Who do you think will score the first goal of the game for the Canes, and in what period do you think they will score it? Assuming, you have a good idea on it, we want to hear it. That's number 1. I'm excited to see what happens here. Let's go to number 2.
Number 2.
That's normal.
Yeah, that's normal.
The Notre Dame versus ACC beef. Is that a apt way to describe it? So Notre Dame's athletic director and what seems like everybody that has any even loose connection to Notre Dame is trashing the ACC. From what I can tell, the reason that they are trashing the ACC is that the ACC and the arms that sprout from it, right, meaning ACC Network and their connections, promoted Miami over Notre Dame as a college football playoff contender. And then when Miami ended up jumping Notre Dame took it as a personal slight from the conference. And I don't even know, I'm trying to explain it in a way that would make logical sense, and it just doesn't. Here's my official stance on the subject, right? Here's what I would tell Notre Dame. You're a business partner. You are not a member of the ACC when it comes to football. At best, you are a cousin of the ACC in football. You will never be chosen over an immediate family member of the ACC, and it would be weird if you were. It would have been catastrophic for the Atlantic Coast Conference to not have anyone in the CFP. And the most logical way for them to get a team into the CFP as an at-large was to trumpet that Miami beat Notre Dame. The fact that you would be upset about that or think you deserve anything better than that from the ACC is absolutely ridiculous. It's the worst kind of main character energy, right? It's the worst kind of walking around thinking everybody is pulling for you. And anybody that does anything that doesn't obviously benefit you must be doing it to intentionally harm you, when in actuality, everybody's looking out for themselves in a competitive sport. Notre Dame's sense of self is ridiculously overinflated. The ACC is not as strong as it ever was, but it would be fine without Notre Dame's Olympic sports. Right? If you want to go take away baseball and softball and soccer, fine. You want to take away basketball, fine. It's very, very strange. And it's not like you couldn't have predicted it, right? Dennis, you know I'm a big fan of Survivor, the TV show. There we go. I just lost everything in my headphones for a second. Boston Rob, one of the more famous people from the show early on. Wow, I keep losing everything in my head. So I don't know what's going on here.
There you go.
So anyway, I think I'm back now. Boston Rob, one of his strategies was, right, because you're on an island, you're in Survivor, you're bored, is every night when he was trying to fall asleep, he would close his eyes and he would go one by one, everybody on the island, and think, if I were them, what would I be trying to do? Right? So then he was able to anticipate blindsides and everything because he was going, all right, if I'm Joe Schmo, Joe Schmo is on the bottom of our alliance. He'd probably be trying to flip that. Notre Dame should do that. Because Notre Dame's by themselves. They're on an island. They might have alliances like Survivor, right? We're in an alliance with the ACC. But as soon as that doesn't benefit the ACC, or as soon as it doesn't benefit Notre Dame, that's when that runs out. That's when it's done. There's no loyalty there unless you are a member of the conference. Not a half member, not a wannabe member, not a close-to-be member. You're not a member. Like I said, you're a cousin at best. Very frustrating. That's number 2. Let's jump to a ridiculous story for number 3.
Number 3.
Dennis, did you see who signed with the Indianapolis Colts practice squad?
I did.
44-year-old former NC State quarterback Phillip Rivers. 44-year-old grandfather, former NC State quarterback Phillip Rivers.
That's wild.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, like, if you're like, hey, grandpa, like, you wouldn't be wrong if I was an opposing player.
Yeah.
Or even, I guess, now current teammate.
I'll put it this way. In the locker room when you're old, the nickname is Unc or Uncle, right?
Yeah.
Because Grandpa would be too ridiculous, right? Gramps, Pops, all those would be too. So you go Unc because at least that makes a little bit of. No, he is legit a grandfather. If he plays, which, by the way, it looks like he might. If he plays, he would be the 5th quarterback in NFL history to start a game at age 44 or older. Tom Brady, Vinny Testaverde, Steve DeBerg, and Warren Moon, per ESPN's research. That's it. If you were wondering when's the last time he played a game, it was a playoff game that had 6,000 people in attendance because it was COVID-restricted stands. It was COVID-restricted audience. They had to be socially distanced. The last touchdown he threw was to Jack Doyle, who retired in 2021. He is currently a semifinalist into the Hall of Fame, which you're not allowed to be eligible for until you haven't played in 5 years. Which, by the way, if he appears in a game, even if he's just signed to the active roster, that restarts, and he'd have to wait another 5 years to potentially go into the NFL. But here's where it gets interesting, okay? J.J. Watt tweeted this out. J.J. Watt's now the broadcaster, right? Not J.J. Watt, the defensive lineman, although they are the same. He said, fun fact learned in production meetings. Phillip Rivers ran the same offense as the Colts for his son Gunner's high school team this season. He and Shane Steichen spoke weekly about it, discussing plays and even film. So familiarity with the scheme should be no problem whatsoever. Listen, I think it's fun for Phillip Rivers. I think every athlete, years after their career is done, thinks, I might not be able to do it every week, but I could give you a couple, right? Like every basketball player is like, I might not be able to do the up and down every day, but I could give you 15 one night if you need it, right? He gets to live it out. And think of all of the things that had to happen in order for him to have that opportunity. First, Daniel Jones had to earn the job, go crazy playing well, get hurt twice, the fibula and then the Achilles. Anthony Richardson had to get hurt on a freak non-playing injury. Riley Leonard had to go into the game and get hurt. Shane Steichen had to be the head coach, and Phillip Rivers had to be in constant communication with Shane Steichen to show that he is still up on all of their offensive terminology. The Colts likely had to trade away their 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner Because right now they have a 27% chance, according to ESPN, to make the playoffs. And if all of their quarterbacks got hurt and they still owned their first-round pick, they'd probably just pack it in. But they don't own their first-round picks, so why pack it in? Why not, go for the Hail Mary of signing the 44-year-old on the off chance he stays healthy? It's like 9 million different things had to happen perfectly, and Phillip Rivers gets to go out there and play maybe one more, maybe 4 more, maybe a playoff game. They got to have him mic'd up, right?
I'll have to.
All the golly darns, the dadgummits. Got to.
It makes me think, my beer league hockey. I'm younger than Phillip Rivers. What's my excuse?
You know
Done.
What? You don't have one.
Exactly.
None of us do. And he has, 11 kids, something like that? 12?
He might have a starting offense out there.
Maybe that keeps him young.
It might, actually. Chasing them around.
He's like, actually, I'm going to go play in the NFL for 4 weeks, but I'm going to be away from home, so I'm going to be relaxing. I'm going to be playing in the NFL, being chased by defensive players that are 6'4", 260 pounds, run a 4.5. That's easy compared to home life.
You think he jumps into practice as a coach and just goes out there, let me show you how it's done, just takes 10 reps?
Oh, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I was actually just watching the other day. I've referenced him a few times. A guy I played middle school and high school with, Dalton Hilliard, is a coach at UConn. And for whatever reason, my algorithm gave me a mic'd up of him from practice this year. And I was like, I haven't seen what Dalton's like as a coach. So I clicked on it. And he was a player, played at UCLA, cup of coffee in the NFL. He was doing tackling drills, no pads, hitting the bags and everything. And I was like, you know what? Once you're a player, always a player. Phillip Rivers is definitely his son is a 4-star recruit, bordering on 5-star. Dang it, Gunner, this is how you got to do it. I said go. 100% is happening for Phillip Rivers. And one last point here, just because I thought it was funny. Hat tip to Paul Eyander for the nickname. Call him Gramps. You can call him Grandpa. You can call him that. You know what might be better?
What's that?
Old Man Rivers. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Jordan Stahl, he could have some Pops names. He could have some Gramps names. He's an older guy. But he's turning back the clock also, scoring some goals this year like we haven't seen in a while. Is that a good thing, or does that mean other guys aren't stepping up to score goals? What's going on with the Canes goal scorers? Stick around.
It's bow time. 'Tis the season for food and family, but thanks to Bojangles, you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen when loved ones come home for the holidays. Set down the spatula and put away the mixing bowls, because this holiday season, Bojangles is ready to help you celebrate with all your family favorites like Chicken Supreme, Cajun Filet Biscuits, or a big bow box of hand-breaded chicken, scratch-made biscuits, and fixins for the whole family. We'll make the food so you can focus on making memories. Head to Bojangles and gift yourself a taste of home. It's bow time.
If it's ho-ho-ho time, it's Bo-Bo-Bo time. Time to order a party-sized platter of that bodacious Bojangles flavor before your next holiday celebration. Choose a Bojangles Supremes platter and get 50 whole breast tenderloin fillets. Or go with a Bojangles dessert platter and get 2 dozen Bo-Berry biscuits, 2 dozen cinnamon twists, or 1 dozen of each. It's a platter full of Bo-liciousness. And don't forget to pick up Bojangles gift cards. Just the right gift for anyone on your list. Hurry, it's Bo time.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The Carolina Hurricanes play tonight against Columbus. Now, I feel like I have to preface every Canes conversation with this. The Carolina Hurricanes are still 17-9-2. Okay? They are still second in the Eastern Conference. Okay? So everything we talk about when it comes to worry, when it comes to concerns, when it comes to what's going on here, has to be taken under that umbrella of whatever they're dealing with, they've dealt with pretty good. Okay? But also understand that the Canes have raised the bar, raised the expectations to such a level that nobody is comforted or nobody is content with being second in the East. So the question that is most being pitched to me about the Carolina Hurricanes, other than the goalie, right? The goalies have always, and that's every hockey team in the history of the world, right? The goalie's always going to be an interesting case study, unless you have one of the few, dudes that you just put in net and you don't worry about. But there is a significant lack, especially recently, and especially in the games that have gone poorly, a lack of scoring pop, and it's not just production, right? It's also, I'm gonna go back to one of my favorite terms when it comes to this hockey team, and not a favorite term because I think it's good, favorite term because I think it explains it well. There's a lack of avocado selfishness. And the reason why I call it avocado selfishness is, we go through our entire life with people telling us that fats are bad, right? Don't eat too many fats. You don't want fats. You don't want fats. And then at some point you get older and they go, well, actually, there are good fats, like the fats in avocados. That's the good fats, right? So we go through our entire developmental years in sports being told selfishness is bad, ball hogging is bad, right? Being a volume shooter is bad, until eventually someone goes, no. Certain people have the skill set, and it's their role on the team to be selfish, to be a ball hog, to score. And the Canes, despite all of their talent, despite all of their ability, despite so many things that go well for them, they don't have a lot of avocado selfishness. They don't have a lot of that healthy, hey, we're down 2. I want to score 2 goals to get us back. Watch me. They don't have that. When things are going well and, puck's moving and the defense is scrambling, yeah, they can score in bunches, but they don't have the person, right? I have a hard time not relating everything back to football analogies just because that's what I played. But when you have a true number 1 wide receiver and you hey, it's third down, we need to draw up a play to make sure that person has a good chance of getting us the first. When the Canes are down 2-0, there needs to be somebody who's like, this is my role. This is when I go score, right? This is me. And you would like it to be Jarvis, you would like it to be Aho, you would like it to be Svetch. Maybe that's part of the reason you brought in Ehlers, to have another guy there. I actually think in some ways Blake has kind of that mindset where he's like, watch this, and tries to go coast to coast with it. But none of them are being effective enough in those situations. And then, as I said the other day, when you do get one of them, right, you do, down 2-0, Gostisbehere with a crazy pass to Jarvis. Jarvis finishes it. There's no follow-up. There's no, okay, now let's get going. So the question, right, in the interest of not just being a problems guy and trying to be a solutions guy, is, I think messages to the team often go mute or often go numb, right? If I just say, somebody's got to step up, everybody can look around and say, all right, one of you guys will step up, right? I'm doing my job. So if you have to say specifically, which players on the team are supposed to be those cold-blooded scorers? I mean, I think many of you know where the fan base would go. Andrei Svechnikov. Partially because, Seth Jarvis would be another. But, somebody like Sebastian Aho, he's doing so much playmaking for others. That, you need some guys around him that just want to shoot. And Svech hasn't been there recently.
1 goal in his last 11.
1 goal in his last 11 while skating with the
Skating top line.
Yeah, skating top line with guys that said it, that look to pass. You know what I mean? And it's part of the reason why you can go back and find it, right? I try to make sure we have receipts for these sort of things. When Nikolai Ehlers was signed in the offseason, the one, speed, awesome, right? He filled some things that Nate just brought to the table. Like, there was a lot of good. But one of the few things that I didn't like about the signing was he wasn't a shoot-first player, right? And I was looking for somebody to complete that top line, which is what they started with this season, that was a shoot-first, shoot-second, maybe even shoot-third player, like just a volume sniper. And he wasn't that. And without that, I wonder if these little lulls in scoring are always going to be there. And then you flip that to the other side of, if you're giving up the fewest goals allowed per game in the league, you can maybe put up with some scoring lulls, right? But with Slavin out, with the goaltenders, specifically Freddie having some issues, like with all of that happening, I don't know if they'll survive it as well when the games get super duper important. Because like I said at the beginning, they're 17-9-2, second in the Metropolitan, second in the Eastern Conference, right? They're not at risk of missing out on anything. But for a team whose entire season is judged on how they do in the postseason, you can't have scoring lulls in 2 of the last 3 like they've had, right? 5-1 against Toronto, 4-1 against San Jose. Granted, they scored a bunch against Nashville in the middle. But in a series, if you go 2 out of 3 games without scoring pop of really any kind, now you're in a huge hole, right? Now you're having to dig your way out, which, it's unnecessarily difficult. I want to be clear. We did start it with, you got to take it all under the umbrella of they're still near the top of the league, right? It's nothing to panic about, but I think I'm gonna go crazy. How many times I've said shoot the puck watching, and I used to just think about it, right? It's the leaky faucet thing. Once you hear the drop, you can't unhear it. I used to just every time they went to a power play, I was like almost yelling, shoot the puck already, right? They hadn't even got into the zone yet. I'm going shoot the puck. It's starting to happen now just on 5-on-5 possessions when it's oh, that's a nice pass. That's a nice pass. That's a nice pass. It's going the other way. A little avocado selfishness goes a long way. And it's something this team, at least from my perspective, has been battling with for a while.
The crazy thing is, talking about shooting the puck, they're still second in the league in shots on goal per game, just over 33.
I mean, what the Canes slant on that is. They're not all the you can pepper the goal with shots that, maybe aren't the you can be more quantity over quality with that, you know what I mean? Like I don't think a shot, granted I love when the blue liners shoot, but I don't think a shot from distance, with just kind of slapping it up there is the same as somebody like Aho with intention making a move to shoot, or Andrei Svechnikov with power going down the middle and finding a way to shoot. Not all shots are made the same. The Canes are always going to be near the top in shots on goal.
Well, they're 11th in high danger shots on goal, 11th in the league.
Then I mean, is it just a finishing issue?
Part of it's that. So, yeah, mid-range shots, which are kind of like the top of the circles, kind of that area, they're 3rd in the league.
Do you not actually?
Now, they definitely have a lot of long-range shots on net.
Which, and again, I don't hate that. I just here's what it all comes down to. And maybe I'll do all this work and try to find all this online. I want to see who's taking all the shots and from where. Right? Because if it's Andrei Svechnikov hasn't scored, what'd you say, 11 games?
One goal in the last 11.
1 goal in 11 games. And that's different than, no offense, Mark Jankowski. You know what I mean? Like there are players that need to be put in the situations to score. And once they are in those situations, they can't pass them up. Because, I'll finish on this. Because this is one of my core tenets of sports fandom. I oftentimes think about what would it be easier? What would make it more palatable to put my head on the pillow at night, right? If I lose a game and I'm the Carolina Hurricanes and I score 1 goal, but I had Aho, Svech, Jarvis, Ehlers, Gostisbehere, Blake, right? If I had those guys, taking shots that were good shots, I'll go, all right, yeah, tip your cap to the other team. They bettered you. But if it's just, chipping it in from the blue line and it's all these other things like, that it didn't feel like we gave them our best. A little avocado selfishness. That's all I'm looking for.
So he's in the – speaking of Svechnikov.
Oh, it's Svechnikov. Gotcha.
In terms of high danger shots, he's in the 75th percentile. So, he's in the top quarter of the league in terms of that. And the mid-range, which you're kind of getting towards the top of the circles and so on, he's in the 97th percentile in terms of shots on goal. So he's getting shots.
So it's just
some
a finishing thing there. That's on me for not recognizing it. It felt like he wasn't getting the looks, but it looks like he is based on the numbers.
Yeah.
He's just not finishing.
Just not finishing.
It's a different problem, but it's still one that needs to be solved.
Also, he spends the most time in the offensive zone more than any other player in the NHL, according to NHL Edge. So he's in the offensive zone percentage-wise more than any other player in the league.
Where his line mates? That might just be them possessing the puck forever, right?
I'll have to go look and see, but I'm sure they're probably up there too.
Yeah, that might be, and that might be part of it, right? They're just passing it around. But if he's getting all those shots, listen. Some of those numbers just debunked my eye test. So, I'll raise my hand and say my eye test wasn't on the same page. But if you got to finish then. That might be the next. It might be not as complicated as I was making it. You just got to finish. If you're getting high-danger chances and you're a player of Svech's skill level, you just got to finish.
Aho's in the 99th percentile of offensive zone time in the NHL.
Is that one of those things that, on its surface is great, but maybe – not when you think about it?
In what way?
Are you being too conservative, I guess? Like they're possessing in the offensive zone forever.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that's a lot of passing and a lot of possessing. You know what I mean? Or it could be puck retrievals. I'd have to look at all the, maybe they're shooting and just being exceptional. But there are certain stats like that where it's like you can almost get too efficient.
Oh yeah.
Rather than, taking a chance every now and then, waiting for the perfect shot. Gotta love advanced analytics. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I wonder if you talk to a guy who played in the 80s with all these numbers, if he'd be like, I want to know shots on goal and I want to know face-off percentage and plus minus. That's about it. How many points do they have? The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here for Manor Service Company. Manor Service Company, heating, cooling, plumbing, electric. It is a great time, as it always is, to think about Manor Service Company and all they do. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, but also the different ways they deal with those things. Maintenance plans, service plans. That can be consistent checkups over time, but also keep them in mind for when things might not be going well, right? You got a lot of people coming in for the holidays. Your plumbing might be tested a little more than used to. If that's the case, give them a call, right? If the plumbing doesn't stand up to the challenge, 919-361-0993. That's 919-361-0993, or visit them online at manorservices.com. We'll be back with more of The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan, including the Dean's List, next.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabyte, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/autoloans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Looking to lose weight in the new year? Well, why wait to the new year? Well, you can start on that right now. Hey, folks, it's Dennis Cox from my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. I've been with the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center for just over 4 months, and I've lost 42 pounds. But most importantly, I've maintained the weight that I've lost. No surgeries, no shots, no injections, no steroids, just resetting your metabolism. That way your body can do the natural thing. But why wait till the new year to get started on the program where you can take advantage of their 20% off deal going on right now? Now, all the way through December 19th, use the promo code LOSEIT with Raleigh Weight Loss Center and save 20% on their program. Give them a call, 919-897-7506, or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com and set up a free 15-minute phone call. Figure out if the program is right for you. 919-897-7506 or RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Use the promo code LOSEIT to save 20% and start losing weight today. Results may vary.
Wilson takes the snap, runs up the middle, charges, backward, goal line, touchdown. 3-yarder, Will Wilson, his 4th rush TD of the ball game.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are about an hour away from first goal scorer predictions, so Carolina Hurricanes fans, if you have a feeling on who will score the first goal for the Canes and in what period, remember it. Write it down if you have to. We'll take those calls, or you can send them to us on Twitter at Donnelly Sports, or jump into our YouTube live stream comments. 99.9 The Fan on YouTube. We live stream every show. You can jump into the comments there. Just say who scores the first goal for the Canes and in what period.
We have an Aho in the first. We have a Stahl in the second.
Stahl in the second. Hopefully it doesn't take till the second against Columbus, but as we just talked about, the scoring hasn't always been there in bunches, so we'll see. But those, again, 4:33 is kind of the official time for that. But you can send them in early if you got places to be. Right now, this time is pretty much the time that we do the Dean's List. So let's jump right into it. The Dean's List, where we pass along a few extra accolades, a little extra praise to those that are in the college sports world that we care so near and dear about here in the Triangle. The first one, Dennis, it's noteworthy enough that we had to bring it up. But I'm not sure if it is a good thing or a bad thing. Did you see the Campbell basketball score? Campbell.
Yeah, the Campbell. Right down here, Bowie's Creek.
They beat Virginia Lynchburg 149-62.
Okay.
It is impressive. I believe 149 is the most they've ever scored in a game. But also, is there some question of hey, maybe use the full shot clock here, maybe go full Hoosiers and everybody's got to touch the ball twice before you shoot or something. 149-62. I lean towards this is college. You can if they don't want you to score 149, stop you from scoring 149. Don't schedule the game if you don't want to get beat by darn near 100. But also, that's a lot of points. So I'm putting them on the Dean's List, but I'm also throwing I'm going to pay attention to you. 149-62. I think they had something like 7 players score between 14 and 28, so it's not even like one guy went nuts. But the Campbell Camels lit it up. More Dean's List. I occasionally do this throughout the college sports seasons. I just go to the stats page for the ACC and sort by each column and see what local guys are leading a statistic. So I have 3 additions to the Dean's List that are leading ACC basketball in a statistic right now. Van Allen Lubin of NC State, big man, leads the ACC in field goal percentage at 67.6%. That is, he's not it's not like he's taking 10 shots this year. Like he scores and he's making darn near 70% of his shots. That's crazy. Caleb Wilson, talented freshman from UNC. He leads the ACC in rebounds per game with 10.6, averaging a double-double. That's pretty good. And Cameron Boozer, Duke, leads the ACC in points per game with 23. So he's filling it up as well. Those 3 guys. And I just did like the basic statistics. You can go find, offensive rebounding percentage or whatever. I didn't check just the kind of trading card statistics. Handful of players in the triangle leading the ACC. Do you have any you'd like to throw on here, Dennis?
I don't.
All right, perfect. Because I have a bunch more.
All right.
The Associated Press put out their all-ACC first and second team for football.
Oh, okay.
First teamers from the schools we cover. Hollywood Smothers, running back, NC State.
Makes sense.
Tight end Justin Jolie, NC State.
Makes sense.
Offensive tackle Brian Parker II from Duke.
Okay.
On other lists, he had been second team, so nice to get a first team nod. And linebacker Caden Fordham from NC State, also first team.
Okay, nice.
AP All second team, or All ACC second team. This is where, because you see that and you're like, wow, Duke won the ACC and NC State has all the first teamers. This is where Duke shows their depth. Darian Mensah, quarterback, Duke, second teamer. Nate Shepard, running back, Duke, second teamer. Cooper Barkate, wide receiver, Duke, second teamer. Chandler Rivers, cornerback, Duke, second teamer. And UNC with Melkart Abu Jaude, their edge rusher, their defensive end, also makes it. The AP also voted on a transfer newcomer of the year for the conference. Darian Mensah, quarterback from Duke. So shout out to all of them for the postseason awards. Things to add to the resume. Regardless of how their season goes or their careers go from here, when they're jumping on shows like this one or podcasts 30 years from now, they can now say, all right, we got a former All-ACC player joining us here on the Heister Automotive Group hotline, right? It's like certain titles stay with you forever. All-ACC is one of them. And that's it for the Dean's List here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. Up next, we have to set the podium. But before we do that, I have to tell you all about Miller Lending. Tim Donnelly here for Miller Lending, the home of the no-cost loan. Listen, if you're like me, if you're like so many of us, the biggest investment you have, right, the life savings, the biggest majority of it is right there in your house, right? Real estate, it's the mortgage, it's making sure you're set up. Well, Miller Lending offers a no-cost loan, no closing cost loans. Gordon's been doing them since 1987. Miller Lending's been doing them since they arrived here in the Triangle decades ago. And what it does is it allows you to be flexible. It allows you to take advantage of a volatile market. It allows you to understand that the average mortgage in this country is held for about 4 years. Right? So traditionally, when you get your mortgage, you get that chart with all the numbers on it and it explains how much you're going to pay in interest and how much you're going to pay monthly all the way. And it's 30 years of planning, which is good. It's good to know, right? It's a 30-year mortgage in many cases. But also, chances are you're not going to hold it for 30 years. Odds are you're not, right? You're going to move. You're going to pay it off. You're going to refinance. You're going to upsize, downsize. You're going to do so many different things. So instead, plan for flexibility. A no closing cost loan, a no-cost loan gives you that flexibility to refinance if rates drop as many times as you need to. There are those here at the office that have refinanced with Miller Lending a whole bunch of times and just keep getting that lower monthly payment, and they've left satisfied every time. If you have questions, good. I always say, big investment like that, you should have questions. Miller Lending has the answers. So go ahead and call this number to get your questions answered and maybe set yourself up with a no closing cost loan or a refi. 919-447-3377. That's 919-447-3377. Or visit them online at millerlending.com. That's millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 250-2146. We'll take a break. When we come back. As promised, we set the podium. Coming up next.
Here's Megan with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Are sleepless nights affecting your life? Parkway Sleep Health Centers can help. We've treated sleep disorders in the Triangle and beyond for over 20 years. We offer sleep studies, office visits, CPAP machines, supplies, and more. And our streamlined process allows us to see you sooner and usually saves hundreds of dollars.
End sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. And we're constantly looking for ways to serve you better. One of the ways we do that is with something we call a Go-See. And that's where you select a vehicle from our inventory, and we have thousands, and we get one of our product specialists to bring that vehicle to you at your convenience. How do we do that? Well, it's simple. We have a group of employees that are evaluated based on the number of presentations they do. They're glad to do it. So it's just one more way we get off our keister and bring Heister to you.
Adam Golden Studio with my friend Sammy Hanna, owner-operator of the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. Are you feeling the spirit of the holiday, sir?
We love the holidays, Adam, and we are feeling the spirit. It's been a great year. Just want to thank everybody out there, our listeners, our homeowners, our employees, everyone involved that makes the Aluminum Company great. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Or do you get the sense that people ask for like green or red siding during this time of the year?
We have not gotten a request for green or red siding, but that is something we can always try and accommodate. We're here to help our homeowners with any concern they want to do.
You can do green or red metal roofing.
We can. Yes, we can.
Do they ever stripe it like green and then red and then green and then red?
We have not had that request yet, Adam, but we're here to accommodate any homeowner request.
Sometimes you just really feel the spirit of the holiday.
And we can accommodate.
Happy holidays to you. Thank you very much for all you do for us, for sponsoring my hockey podcast.
Happy holidays.
Appreciate
and thank you.
that. AluminumCompany.com.
You know how to tell that you've picked a great gift? When you love to get it yourself. Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here with a great idea. Give Buffalo Brothers gift cards. Whenever I'm back in the Triangle, I make a beeline for Buffalo Brothers to get my wing fix, and it's my go-to spot for gifts and stocking stuffers. Now through December 24th, buy a $40 gift card for someone special and get a $10 gift card for you. Now that's a deal, baby! Visit any of their 5 Triangle locations and buffbrothers.com. Aw, man! Now I want wings!
99.9 The Fan is partnering with the Salvation Army of Wake County for Team Up to Give.
We cheer together, we celebrate together.
And when our neighbors are struggling, we step up together.
Across Wake County, more of our neighbors continue to face nights without a safe place to sleep.
Your gift could be the one that turns the tide for a family in crisis.
So team up with us. Together we can make sure no one is forgotten. Team up, give hope, change lives.
Text GIVE to 919-860-5326 or go to teamuptogive.com to donate.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We will be giving away some Canes prizes, part of our 10 days of CanesMas, about an hour from now. 4:45, we'll take one of the callers. They'll have to answer I would say, pretty darn easy Canes trivia question. And as long as they get it right, we will reach into this magic hat I have right here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see me rattling around, shaking up the magic hat. I will reach in and pull out your prize. That's at 4:45. Right now, it's time for the podium. All right, the podium. It's how we settle who's had the best week for the 4 teams from the ACC in the state of North Carolina. Somebody gets the gold medal, someone gets the silver, the bronze, and off the podium. It is a combo of football and men's basketball. Mm-hmm. There was only one football game that a team from the Triangle or Wake Forest participated in, so that will be included. Everything else will be men's basketball for this week. As always, we start with Off the Podium, and this one was fairly easy. NC State's off the podium this week. Their men's basketball team lost to number 20 Auburn, 83-73, and then they didn't look great against UNC Asheville, 75-63. Their coach called them out pretty aggressively in the pregame, and he kind of, we're going to talk about this later on, but he kind of hit like the Tebow speech, like nobody will ever work harder than us. Right? This is going to be gritty. This is going to be grimy. This is going to be, and then they went out there and kind of had a good game, but it just seems like if you're going to give like the big rallying Braveheart speech, you kind of need to run out there and take people's heads off, and it just right. So they're off the podium. They're off the podium. I have no idea where that season goes from here. It quickly became like a real crossroads moment for NC State.
Oh yeah, they got to figure it out quick.
Bronze, Wake Forest. They lost to Oklahoma 86-68, which is, that's not great. But they did bounce back to beat a power conference opponent in a win against West Virginia 75-66. They're in a transition period. They had some guys on their team last year that had been around forever. Juke Harris is stepping up and playing well, but statistically, you look at some of the scoring numbers and everything. But I hate to say it, but with the ACC's performance the last few years, although I think they're much better this year, you got to be in like the top 5 if you're going to think you're an NCAA tournament team. And Wake Forest should always be gunning for the NCAA tournament. So they're going to have to pick it up once they hit conference play, because their non-conference schedule hasn't been a disaster, but it hasn't vaulted them up, right? I think they were 11th in the preseason for the ACC. And I just, they may have moved up or down a couple spots, but nothing crazy. Silver, UNC. They had a really good basketball week. They beat Kentucky on the road at Kentucky. Kentucky was ranked 18th in the country at the time, 67-64. And then they throttled Georgetown pretty good, 81-61. They looked the way you should look as one of the best teams in your conference and maybe one of the best teams in the country, going up against another team that had some talent but isn't on your level.
Yeah, Caleb Wilson and Henry Vasar, one heck of a 1-2 front court punch. Not many teams can handle that.
What I really like about it, and I said this yesterday, but I'll kind of go into it again. I like that they're like, because what was it? It was 18 and 15 and 20 and 14 or something like that. Their numbers, very similar production, but they're so different, right? One's 6'10", one's 7 foot, but they really don't play the same way. So on this might not be the best analogy, but I think it's funny. You ever seen a switch hitter and a switch pitcher go against each other? Like the pitchers that can throw right and left, they're becoming more common now. And a switch hitter where like every pitch, it's like a little chess match of like you walk over to, I'm going to hit right and I'm going to pitch left and then I'm going to flip and somebody's got to decide. Like UNC, if you have a big that is doing a good job defending Vasar, all right, cool. Send Vasar to the perimeter. Put Caleb Wilson slashing to the rim, and it's a completely different athletic task. Meanwhile, if you have somebody who's doing a good job on Wilson, all right, cool. We'll go to Vasar now. He can be a bit more of a traditional 7-footer, and they can both do things on the perimeter. They can both dunk. They can both catch oops. They can both set screens. I like the differences almost as much as I like the similarities between them. And gold, this one was obvious. It goes to Duke. Their football team won the ACC championship in overtime over Virginia. And you may not like how they got there, but they didn't write the rules. They just, don't hate the player, hate the game. They won an ACC championship. First one since 1989. Ironically, they really split the 89 one with Virginia. So we'll call this one the tiebreaker. They get credit for them both now. Then their basketball team, meaning Duke's men's basketball team, had 2 top 15 wins this week.
Including one on the road.
At Michigan State. They beat 15 Florida at home in a needed to execute really well down the stretch game. And then they beat number 7 Michigan State in East Lansing in a needed to execute really well down the stretch game. They're growing. They're still undefeated. This is going to sound crazy, But as far as this week's podium goes, winning the ACC championship in football was kind of like a surplus. You didn't need it to be the gold medalist because you had the 2 ranked wins on the basketball court and nobody else had more than 1. So the gap, right? The winning margin was a full ACC championship. That's pretty darn good. Now where are they going? The Sun Bowl?
I believe so, yeah. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl out there in El Paso. I love how it's not Frosted Flakes, it's just Tony the Tiger. Just Tony himself. No one else.
Now, I don't want to do away with the ridiculous bowls because they're
I love them.
Mildly entertaining.
I love them.
But it is really hard, like this whole Notre Dame opting out of the bowl thing, or when players opt out. It's really hard to seriously say, "Oh my goodness, you're opting out of the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl." It's like,
what'd Tony do to you?
Oh yeah, you're not going to go to the Pop-Tart Bowl where they have 6 edible mascots and you got to fight for Team Strawberry or Team Cinnamon Squirrel. It's like, you know what? Maybe we're the ones that are taking this a little too seriously.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I like the entertainment value of it. If they were all called, like back in the day, it was like the Rose Bowl, the Orange Bowl. There's a parade that people spend a ton of time, and there still is.
The Rose Bowl parade.
The Orange Bowl. Like they were such big deals, and they were prestigious, and they were the granddaddy of them all. Now
the Holiday Bowl used to be a big thing.
Now it's, well, if you win, you get to eat 3 mascots. It's getting more ridiculous. It just makes it so, you can't. I always I don't know. This must have been a stand-up comic. I don't remember who it was. That used to say, there must be nothing more ridiculous than a band arguing over the name.
Yeah.
Because a band is deciding who to name, and they're going I'll just pick a random one. I think we should be the Foo Fighters. No, I can't. I don't like. We should be Megadeth. No, I don't think we should. It's just, you're just yelling out gibberish words and caring a ton about it. But you have to if you're a band, right? You got to care about it. Bowl games are kind of the same. I really hope we get to go to the Wasabi Fenway Bowl rather than the Pop-Tarts Bowl. It's that just sounds ridiculous. But they're going to the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
Hey,
huge accomplishment.
Imagine if you turned down the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. He's like, no, I'm a General Mills guy.
I mean,
I'm a Honey Nut Cheerio through and through. I can't be hanging out with Tony the Tiger.
They don't have enough fiber. I need to go full shredded wheat.
I need to hang out with the bee from Honey Nut Cheerios. I forget his name.
He has a name?
I don't know. He probably does. I'm gonna look this up now.
That it would be funny if you're I can't. I'm sorry. I'm a Tabasco guy. I can't go to the Wasabi Bowl. My loyalty runs deep.
Oh, his name's Buzz.
That tracks.
Yeah, makes sense.
That tracks. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is the podium. Off the podium, NC State. Bronze, Wake Forest. Silver, UNC. Gold, Duke. And you're right. You're pointing at me because I forgot the gold star.
We need a gold star.
Take it away.
The gold star is actually going to go to, there's a few different options that we had here. UNC Wilmington had a couple of wins on the basketball court. Campbell actually played Penn State in basketball close on the road, 87-76. They lost that on Tuesday last week. You mentioned earlier the win over Virginia Lynchburg. But a team that got a win over Virginia Lynchburg as well at 133-45. But also accepted going to a bowl game. The Mountaineers, App State gets the gold star this week because they're not quitters like Notre Dame. No. We're going to have a chance to play more football. We're going to go play more football. So, yeah, App State, gold star. You accept it. And you're going to play a rival doing it in Georgia Southern, your biggest rival. Yeah, let's take it somewhere else.
I like it. I floated
Love it.
I floated this idea yesterday to Max. Let me see how you feel.
Okay.
If we want to make bowls meaningful again,
okay,
you have to become bowl eligible, right? That doesn't change.
Sure.
Then the bowls get a hierarchy. We're talking non-CFP bowls. They get a hierarchy. They get to pick teams, right? Once you're picked for a bowl, you get to call somebody out. You get to look at everybody who's bowl eligible that's not assigned to a bowl, and you get to say, I want you. Now, they can accept or decline, but if they decline, everyone's going to call them soft.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a little bit more edgy, right? It's got a little bit more, they wanted to play you. So that way, like if right, you had a real close game that year, you want to settle the score, you want another shot at them.
Yeah.
You have a rivalry out there that you want to get another chance. I think there needs to be more appropriate levels of trash talk in sports. Like force coaches that are all coach speak to call somebody out, right? Because coaches will even be up there like, we respect this program so much. We'd love to play them because we think it's going to be a great opportunity for us to get better. With that being said, we want you. It doesn't matter how you say it, you're calling them out.
Or be the one that doesn't get called on, be like, oh, you too afraid to play us?
Oh, yeah. You need more trash talk in sports.
I'm for it.
The healthy kind.
I like it. I like the idea of it.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Listen, some things are a competition. I'm competitive in everything, okay? So when I get around my fellow watch lovers, there's definitely going to be some, what you got on your wrist? What you got on your wrist? Huh? Oh, what are you pulling off here? Like buddies' weddings and everything? Oh, look at that. You went on the rubber strap. I see. I'm with the bracelet here. There's a lot of different options. And if you want to win those competitions darn near every time, Bailey's Fine Jewelry can help you do that, right? Hey, I'm seeing maybe a high school reunion, right? Everybody's sizing each other up. Wedding, some buddies you haven't seen in a while. Head to Bailey's. Make sure while you're there, you check out the Fox and Bailey Watch Shop, located inside Bailey's at their Village District location. The Omega Boutique, the Glashütte Original, that's in the case is in the main display room, as is the Blancpain, the 50 Fathoms, obviously an iconic model from Blancpain. That's in the main showcase as well. So actually, here's my advice, right? Rather than giving you the full itinerary, go there with some time, right? Carve out a bit of your schedule. Go to Bailey's in their Village District location and make sure you do the wander, right? See what catches your eye. And even better, bring somebody special in your life and pay attention to what catches their eye. That way, you can win this holiday season, right? The case that they linger at a little bit, you want to see what they're looking at. Maybe get them a gift, maybe a little gift for yourself, a little pre-owned or vintage Rolex for you, maybe some earrings for them. There's a lot of different ways you can use Bailey's to make sure you win this holiday season. See, I wasn't lying. I'm a competitive person. Started with me saying I want to win the competition against my buddies, and it ended with me saying I want to win the holidays. You can win as well. Bailey's Fine Jewelry can help you do it. Check them out. Bailey's Fine Jewelry, Village District location in Raleigh. And when you're there, make sure they know you heard about it from me, Tim, right here on 99.9 The Fan. Football at 4 is coming up. Next, is there one part of the Panthers roster that will hold them back? Stick around.
Bank of America is the nation's leading business lender, and we're ready to help with your next goal here in the Triangle. That's why we have over 3,700 local business specialists across the country. Because with the right team, your business and community prosper. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Hi, I'm Marcy Bailey from Bailey's Fine Jewelry. This holiday season, why not give a gift that truly shines? At Bailey's, we believe in making every moment special, and our carefully curated selection of fine jewelry is sure to bring joy to your loved ones. From stunning diamonds to designer jewelry and luxury watches, we have the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Gift the magic of a Bailey box and make this Christmas unforgettable. Visit us today in Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, Greenville, and Charlotte. Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya Kuselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Amy Wilmoth. It's a chilly day out there today. A mix of sun and clouds with high temperatures near 40. It's cold again tonight, partly cloudy, lows near 30 degrees, and then a mix of sun and clouds on Wednesday. It's going to be fairly windy with a high of 55.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check-in for money. Dow Jones at the closing bell today down 179 points to 47,560. Market update brought to you by Blue Shark Vodka, the world's smoothest vodka. Pour Blue Shark Vodka at your holiday events to lift your spirits this season. Blue Shark Vodka, the shark that doesn't bite.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Football at 4. The Panthers are coming out of their bye with the world at their fingertips. They control their destiny. The postseason, a legitimate option. That's right, playoffs. 3 division games still to go. Tied atop the division. So there's 2 ways to look at it. You can look at it with what are the reasons that they will win? They will go to the postseason, or you can look at it as look for the snags, look for the obstacles. What things might hold them back? Pass rush might hold them back, right? Because granted, Baker Mayfield I don't believe is fully healthy right now. His play has taken a weird shift in quite frankly, a downplay.
That whole team's beat up.
But if you look at Tyler Shuck, not as bad as we once thought, right? He just made a huge win for the for the Panthers against the
Saints against the Bucks.
For the Saints against the Bucks, which really was good for the Panthers.
Yes, there it is.
But then you're playing Darnold and Baker, right? And those are guys who, if you give them time in the pocket, they'll shred you. Right? If Baker's not 100% healthy, then you want to be able to put pressure on him, put trash at his feet, put traffic in the pocket, make him run, make him move, make him take hits. Sam Darnold, I mean, some of the accuracy statistics from Sam Darnold this season are ridiculous. But if you make any quarterback move his feet, he's going to be less accurate. Now, here's the interesting part. If the Panthers were all in this year, like the entire way, if they thought, they were a contender, they'd been building towards this year, they were in a Super Bowl window, I think at the deadline they would have made a move for a pass rusher. Right? I think like if they were one of the teams with Super Bowl betting favorites or a dark horse to win the conference, then I think they would have made a move to get a pass rusher at the deadline. But they're still, and rightfully so, I'm not saying they should have, although maybe if they knew they'd be in this situation, they would have acted differently. But they're probably still a year or 2 away from making those types of moves, right? The mercenary edge rusher has become kind of popular for teams making a run for it. I always think of Von Miller going to the Rams, or Von Miller going to the Bills, or Von Miller going to Washington. Like just you bounce around looking for the one guy. But if they don't have the guy, can you fake it? Right? Because Nick Scorton, DJ Wanham, Princely Umanmielen, not really being given a ton of opportunities production. They might just not have the guy who, is the edge rush sack artist, whatever you want to call it. Just the guy who hangs his hat on, I'm going to give you 15 sacks a year, and I don't know what else I'll do for you, but you're going to get 15 sacks a year. And when it's a 2-minute drill and it's third down and you need that one more stop, I'm going to pin my ears back and I'm going to bend around the edge and I'm going to put the quarterback on his rear end. Like they just might not have that guy. That's not to say they don't have good players, right? Like Nick Scorton, advanced analytics-wise, is really impressive. But they're not getting home with the sacks that often.
No, they're not getting sacks, nor they're getting pressure overall.
Yeah, which the would play into that, right? So there's really only one way I think you could mitigate that, other than just hoping for like an otherworldly performance from a guy that hasn't been doing it recently, right? Like if Prince Allen wants to have a 2-sack game, that changes everything. But that's kind of just hoping that a guy that hasn't been doing it does it. You could bring some exotic pressures. Right, you could, and this is where it becomes interesting, because I think the Carolina Panthers have some unique skill sets around their defense. Right, when you think of like the Trevon Merricks, Lathan Ransom, if he can play, and he was one of the few that is dealing with an injury right now. If you can bring and somebody like J.C. Horn, if he can play, is a really, really good physical corner. Do you think Evero has the timely sense on when to bring, exotic blitzes, the pressures that are not on the scouting report a ton to, if you can get 4 or 5 sacks a game, it doesn't matter if they're coming from edge rushers or they're coming from safeties or linebackers or whoever, right? Corner blitzes. You just got to make your quarterback feel it, right?
I mean, it's also asking Evero to be something that he hasn't been.
It's
very much so. The Panthers blitz the 5th fewest, like in terms of blitz percentage, the 5th fewest in the NFL this season. Just under 19%. It's the 5th lowest in the NFL.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
Mm-hmm.
But that might be setting them up. Right? Like I'm thinking of ways to get the pass rush home, because in if there's one thing in the NFL, when games matter, an otherworldly percentage of them come down to one possession. Right? When you have 2 good teams in a game that matters, it's ridiculous how many of them are 1-score games, right? Within 8 points in either direction. And those games quite often come down to one pass play near the end of the game, a third down on a 2-minute drill. Can you get the stop? A big play in the second half. Can you, can the quarterback get it? Like how often, and actually, Panther fans will understand this a bunch. Over the last 5 years, how many times have we seen when you go back and watch the tape, or, the Greg Olson color commentator on the replay circling a open wide receiver downfield and go, this is where the quarterback was trying to get it to. He was open for the big play, but just didn't have the time, right? And then you showed like the quarterback on the run or, being hit or whatever it is. Like those are the plays that make the difference. So with the Panthers having a month of games that matter a ton, do you try to win them understanding that you're just not going to win the pass rush that often? Or do you maybe go outside of your normal as a defensive coordinator and try to manufacture pass rush in a way that you don't do that often?
It's interesting because if you go back to last year, the Panthers blitzed the 8th highest rate in the league. Second year under Evero. Go actually back to his first year with the team. He blitzed the 12th highest rate in the NFL. So this year it's much, much lower. But the interesting thing is, though, Tim, is that the numbers in terms of the sacks and sack percentage and pressure rate isn't different. That's the thing. So if you go back actually to 2023, the Panthers ranked 31st in the NFL in sack percentage in 2023. That's where you have Brian Burns, Derek Brown, and Frankie Louvu at just 5.3%. Last year, the number was 28th in the NFL at 5.7%. This year, they're 29th in the league at just 4.3%. So it's actually even worse than what it was last year when they didn't have Nick Scorton, Numan Mielen, and all that kind of stuff. So also when you look at pressure rate, they're currently 31st in the NFL in pressure rate, 14.7%. And that's been a steady decline. Last year was 16.2%, which was last in the NFL, and 30th in 2023 at 17.2%. So even when Evero has blitzed on a higher rate, the numbers have been the same, essentially. They're bottom in the NFL.
That excuse me, that might be like an ultimate spin zone there.
Yeah.
In that it's better to not get pressures with like rookies and mid-level free agents as your edge rushers and your dudes than it is to not get pressures and be paying Brian Burns $30 million a year and have all these other
yeah, I guess.
like at least you then have money to spend elsewhere, right? Like, all right, we can spend it on, secondary guys that can cover for 5 seconds because we're not getting home in 4. But it's maybe that just shows that he's not great at dialing up the blitz.
I don't know. Scheme or whatever it might be. Like DJ Wanham has no sacks this season. He's played 69% of the snaps.
It's
none.
It's an issue that they don't have dudes that are winning their one-on-ones. And DJ Wanham might be a guy, and it's different when you have the Brian Burns or whatever, he can, when someone else is getting the double teams, he can win, or when somebody else is getting the chips and the tight ends, he can win. And without that dude out there, they don't have anybody, taking that attention away from players that can't win with that attention on them. But I do think it just makes it so much more difficult for them to do what they want to do the last month, which is, if you beat the Saints and you split with the Bucs, you got a pretty darn good chance of making the playoffs. If you win all 3, even better chance. If you want to do that, I think you're going to have to get pressure on the quarterback based on the quarterbacks you're facing. Maybe not Shuck as much. I don't want to put him in the same category. But you got to get home. You got to get home. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here for Manor Service Company. Manor Service Company. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electric. It wasn't even intentional. I just said you got to get home like 10 times going into the Manor Service Company conversation. But, yeah, it's the holidays. You got to get home, right? And what does that mean? Aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, grandparents, everybody's going to be at your house. You don't want to have a catastrophe strike. You don't want the heater to go out, right? Heating system. You don't want the plumbing to act up. You don't want the electricity to go down, right? Everybody gathers around. You're going to plug. It's like the whatever, Griswolds. You're going to plug in the lights and boo. No. Manor Service Company is the one that can turn that tragedy into a not that bad, right? Yeah, they came out and fixed it. So keep this number on hand. This is right. It used to be. Now everybody just keeps it in their phone. Manor Service Company used to be one of the numbers you wanted on your fridge, right? The numbers that you needed right near the corded phone because in an emergency you wanted it nearby. When there's an emergency in your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical, you wanted to be never that far away from the number for Manor Service Company. Right now, just put it in your phone, but I just like the nostalgic image of the list of gotta-have-it numbers on the refrigerator. The number to call, 919-361-0993. That's 919-361-0993. Or visit them online at ManorServices.com. That's MAYNOR Services.com. We have Copper Drop and Canes' first goal scorer predictions coming up next. So start thinking about, if you haven't done so already, who's going to score the first goal for the Carolina Hurricanes tonight against Columbus, and in what period they will score it. It's coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Columbus.
Ehlers, he scores on the one-timer. And Nikolai Ehlers with a power play goal.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 7. Puck drop at 7:30.
Jackson Blake cutting through the middle. Back and forth. He scores! What a goal, Jackson Blake!
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Excuse me, garçon. I'll pick up the tab for the lady and I.
Sir, this is Monopoly money.
And there's more where that came from.
I'm calling the cops.
Don't waste your time. I have a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Start playing for real money. New Monopoly scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery have real cash wins of up to $1 million. Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.83 to 4.28. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto loans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
At the Dugout Tavern and Grill's annual Cheers for Children party, we ring in the holidays and dig deep to help the kids at Wake Med Children's Hospital. And we want you to come join the festivities at the Dugout Tavern and Grill in Apex Thursday, December 18th, starting at 6 for Christmas cocktails, seasonal brews, and an ugly sweater contest. Donate money or items to help the kids at Wake Med Children's and get entered into our raffle for big ticket prizes drawn at 7:30. And stock up on holiday gift cards that everyone loves. Details at thedugouttavern.com.
The NBA is happening Christmas Day. 5 games, 1 unforgettable lineup. That's what Christmas is all about. Buckets for breakfast, breakaways for dessert. It's the holiday tradition. Christmas is our day. With star power from across the globe.
The stars, they are going to be out.
The best gift, you don't even have to unwrap it. We want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year! NBA Christmas Day begins at noon Eastern on ABC and ESPN.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are getting close to first goal scorer predictions, and then right on the other side of that, we have the second day of the 10 Days of CanesMas, which, by the way, 10 Days of CanesMas is presented by Hardee's. Cozy up to the goodness of Hardee's, new grilled cheese, bacon. I'm going to say this all again. Cozy up to the goodness of Hardee's new grilled cheese bacon burger. You got to say grilled cheese bacon burger with a certain rhythm, or else it just doesn't hit the same.
Sounds good.
As well as their breakfast sandwich, also presented by Surfside Vodka. Whether you're watching hockey or warming up by the fire, there's nothing better than enjoying your favorite Surfside canned cocktail to keep the good times going. We'll be giving away a Canes-related prize, a gift, if you will, about 4:45 as the second day of the 10 Days of CanesMas. At the moment, though, it's time to play a game that we call Cop or Drop.
You want true enlightenment? Well, I'm dropping.
Dennis, take it away.
All right, let's get into a little bit of college basketball action. Because I know a lot of teams are taking breaks and stuff right now with exams and all that kind of stuff going
Finals.
on. Cop or drop. The ACC will have 7 teams make the NCAA tournament. Cop or drop.
All right, now I can tell you, my heart says smash the over. But this is obviously more of a brain exercise than it is a just what do you want to have happen. So right now, Duke, SMU, Cal, Louisville, North Carolina, and Virginia all have 1 loss or less. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. There are 4 additional teams with 2 losses or less. We're talking Miami, Virginia Tech, Clemson, and Stanford. That's not only good for like those individual teams. That's good for net rankings and everything when these teams start playing each other in conference. So, what was the number? 7?
7 or more.
When's the last time they had 7? Do we know? It's
long time.
Yeah. I feel like it's smart. I always say the best indicator of future results is past results. So, if they haven't done it in a long time, what are the chances they do it this year? But I think the ACC is much better this year than they've been. They have 4 teams in the top 25 right now and another 4 or 5 in the also receiving votes category. So yeah, I'm copping. They have 7 or more.
Right now, they have 8 teams in the net rankings that are 42 or higher.
That's pretty good.
Duke is at 2, Louisville 12, Carolina's at 14, Virginia 17, Miami 25, Clemson 26, SMU is 30, and then NC State's at 42.
And that's not like in years past, we've seen net rankings for the ACC once they get into conference play just tumble because, like, any game won in the conference didn't give you a huge net ranking boost, and any game lost was so bad because you were losing to a team that wasn't a super high net ranking, even though I don't think that was an accurate judge of how good they were. So having some teams high in the net rankings going into conference play is huge.
I think you have Virginia Tech at 54, Cal at 56, Wake Forest at 63, and Notre Dame at 69. That's nice. So when you go on the road to play those teams, they're quad one.
Yep.
Which boosts your resume and stuff as a whole. But also, if you are at home and you have, let's say, Carolina comes in, or Louisville comes in, or Duke comes in, Virginia, and they're ranked in the top 30, same thing with Miami and Clemson, that's also a quad one game. So you actually can get quad one games at home as well, potentially. So again, good for the league as a whole. I'm with you. I think 7 sounds like a pretty good number.
I'm with it.
All right, next one here. Cop or drop? Caleb Wilson of North Carolina and Cameron Boozer of Duke will both be first-team All-Americans at the end of the season. Cop or drop?
Oh, I'm copping. And that one, gut reaction I think is accurate. Now, if this were 20 years ago and there were positions, I think it might be different. But a lot of the All-American lists have gone to position lists, just the 5 best players.
Yeah.
This year I wouldn't be surprised if there's like 4 dudes, 6'9" and taller on the All-American list. And maybe Braden Smith from Purdue on there as well. I think both of those guys are ridiculously good. And, there's a common belief in college sports that, freshmen just get better. These guys have started unreal, right? Little things, like if you look at Cooper Flagg, right? Cooper Flagg was a mediocre to below average three-point shooter in non-conference play. Then once they hit ACC, he shot 40-something% from 3. Like, there are still things that I believe Caleb Wilson and Cam Boozer will get better at. But the before them, right? The before picture of their improvement is still, 20-10, right? Like, it's still amongst the best in the entire country. So, yeah, I think they'll both be All-Americans. And it helps. I believe both their teams are going to be really good. And as we see so often, it's not always fair, but a lot of times All-Americans go to the best player or two on some of the best teams in the country rather than truly surveying the entire country for players. You just kind of look at the top 25, and I think both of those teams will be there.
All right, next one up here. Let's actually switch our focus over to the Carolina Panthers here real quick. Don't worry, we're going to have some hockey cop or drop coming up here for you all. Cop or drop, the Carolina Panthers make the playoffs. Again, just make the playoffs. It could be a wild card.
I'm dropping.
Okay.
I still think if you add up like all their games, like the bads, I know they're above 500, but there's a lot of points of. I'm trying to think of the. I'm going to be called a hater for this, but if you make a model bridge, right? You're looking for the stress points, parts that you're like, if this bridge were to fail, right there is where it would be. I still see some stress points on the roster. I don't know how many times you can, and granted they've been doing it a ton, but I don't know how many times you can just depend on winning like a 3-point game. It's eventually that's going to swing back against you. I hope it doesn't. I hope they're in the postseason. But if you ask my logical side, I still think they fall just short, but learn valuable lessons that will propel them forward in the future.
All right, so I guess my next one for cop or drop, they win the division, you're going to drop then too.
I will. And by the way, the Bucks have not looked fantastic.
No, they haven't.
But they've been through the battles, right? They've learned some lessons already. Many of the guys on that team have Super Bowl experience. Mike Evans coming back, right? They've got some things working for them. I think, and by the way, I say the same thing. I think they're going to win the division. I think they'll make the playoffs. But I say the same thing about the Patriots, right? The Patriots are a really good team. They've had a favorable schedule, but they haven't learned the lessons the hard way yet. And so when the chips are down, I tend to look at the teams that are a bit more grizzled as the ones that'll play well. So the Panthers are going to go get grizzled this year, and then hopefully next year or the year after when they can cash in those chips.
All right, cop or drop, sticking with the Carolina Panthers. Cop or drop. Someone for the Panthers will finish with more than 5 sacks this season. Cop or drop?
More than 5.
Derek Brown leads the team with 4. Again, more than 5.
So he's got to get to 5.5.
Yeah. Nick Scorton has 3.
You know what? I'll cop. I think Derek Brown gets there.
Okay.
Also, I think teams are going to be more desperate down the stretch. Part of the thing with playing games that matter are teams get a bit more desperate, right? Which means they're gonna sling the rock, and when you can pin your ears back, that gives you a better chance. So give me Derek Brown to get 5.5 or 6 sacks.
Okay, next one. Cop or drop. Teteroa McMillan will make the Pro Bowl. Not as an alternate, but actually make the Pro Bowl. He's currently 6th right now, I think, in fan voting among wide receivers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was going to say, I'm not sure if the fans will give him the love because he's so new. But if he's already 6th, yeah, I'll cop it. He's, I want to say, in the top 10 in receiving yards.
Yeah.
And now, for a long time, and it's part of the difficulty of having that late bye. Same thing was happening with Drake May in New England. They were so far up on all the stats, but they hadn't had their bye yet, so they had played one more game than everybody. So to come out of your bye and still be statistically that impressive as a rookie is really good. No, I think he is a tremendous player, and there's, again, cliche, right? There's the sophomore slump. There's all these little cliches. One of them is the post-bye rookie bump. That rookies after the bye are trusted more. They play better. They kind of got to catch their breath for the first time. So I expect the best version of Teteroa McMillan to be over the next 4 weeks. So I think he's a 1,000-yard receiver. Can he get to 1,200 becomes the question. And then, can he, over the next 4 weeks, can he get 3 or 4 more touchdowns to get into that 9-10 range is really what'll put him in the Pro Bowl.
So as of this morning, J.C. Horn was first among corners in the NFL in fan voting. Derek Brown was 6th among defensive tackles in fan voting. Teteroa McMillan was 6th among wide receivers in fan voting. Rico Dowdle 7th among running backs, and Trayvon Merrick 7th among strong safeties, and long snapper J.J. Jansen 10th among long snappers among fan voting.
It's pretty good.
So yeah, pretty solid. All right, let's switch our focus to the ice when it comes to cop or drop.
Ice.
Cop or drop. Andrei Svechnikov will finish with more than 20 goals this season. Cop or drop.
He's on pace
20.
for 20.5.
Yeah.
So I'm copping more than 20.
Okay.
Svech is streaky, right? So
Very.
So right now he's in a lull, which is and he started in a lull, then he had a hot streak, now he's back in a lull, right? If logic would say there's a streak coming, and then that will boost some of the rates. I'm not predicting 30 or 35, but 22. I don't think I'm going out on any kind of crazy limb there. Also, part of me is saying it like this: he better.
Yeah, there's that too.
He better. You got to think he's going to have the lid come off the net at some point. So, yeah, I think he gets over 20.
All right, this one comes from our guy Micah.
All right, what's up, Micah?
Micah says, cop or drop. Freddie Anderson is still a Carolina Hurricane come game 1 of the playoffs. Cop or drop.
I mean, I don't see anybody trading for him. Is that the question?
I mean, is he on the Canes? Yes or no? Cop or drop?
Yeah, I'll cop. I think they're going to play the 3-goalie shuffle for most of the year. I don't know if it'll be satisfying for any of us watching, but I think there's going to be a 3-goalie shuffle for a big part of the season, and Freddie's going to be a part of that. Could be really frustrating, but yeah, I feel like this comes up in cop or drop all the time. And I want to say they're going to make the big move for a goalie. I just don't know what that move is. They don't. It doesn't happen, right? There's not. If you have a goalie, you hold on to them with 2 hands, and usually you overpay them to stay around. If you have one of those ones, and if you don't, you're constantly chasing one, but they just don't grow on trees. So right now you have 3 goalies. 2 of them one's playing really solid, but he's brand new. One can't seem to stay healthy, and he's notoriously a little difficult to pin down. Pyotr Kochetkov, and you have an older guy who may have lost this step, but I don't think you're writing him off yet. I think they're going to play the 3-goalie shuffle. Like I said, it might not be fun, but it is what it is.
All right, next one here. Cop or drop. The Carolina Hurricanes will make 2 trades before the trade deadline. Cop or drop?
I'm copping.
Okay. What kind of moves you thinking?
Well, the thing is, one of the things that I absolutely love about their general manager, Eric Tulsky, is he's in the mix, right? He knows what's going on. If you recall last year, the Mark Jankowski trade, we learned about like 2 hours after the trade deadline?
Yeah, because they were still in the queue. It was like 5 o'clock. Like, oh, they traded for Mark Jankowski.
So I'm not saying there's going to be last year he had 2 trades that involved Mikko Rantanen.
True.
Like, I don't think they're going to be that level, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's one of that level, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's one, goodness gracious, they're going for it move, because Tulsky's not afraid. But I also, like, even the first Mikko trade, I don't know if this would count, but, like, they got Taylor Hall in that trade, right? And that's just something that's in the mix, right? And he's playing well, or he's played well for them since the trade. So, yeah, I think there will be moves made. I just don't know the size of those trades.
I mean, yeah, the question is, are you trading for like another depth forward? Are you trading for a goaltender? Are you making the big splash? If you're making a big splash play, it's going to require you giving up one of your top guys.
Yep.
That's just required in the league.
I'm not predicting the giant move, but I'll say this. I don't think Eric Tulsky is scared.
He's not.
I think if he'll do his evaluations, he'll talk to his people. If he thinks it makes the Canes a better team, I think he will make the move. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Maybe one of those players will boost their trade value today by scoring the first goal. Let's get to first goal score predictions. Who will score the first goal for the Carolina Hurricanes tonight, and in what period will they score it? Call in now. We need 3 contestants, 3 participants. 919-860-5326. 919-860-5326. Call in with those 2 pieces of information. Who will score the first goal for the Canes, and in what period? If you get it right, we'll give you your praise. You can also, if you're shy, you don't want to call in on air, you can go to my Twitter, @Donnelly Sports, and I have a tweet up there asking for the first goal scorer predictions. You can comment there. I do look for more details, right? If you want to say it's on the power play, it's 5-hole, it's a deflection, whatever you want. I just like that for extra bragging rights, but we need a name of a player and a period, minimum. As always, when Dennis is lining up the callers, I will give you the predictions so we have them on record of the 99.9 The Fan personalities. Paul Ihander, host of Next Up, weekday mornings, 9 to 10, has Jackson Blake in the first, said it's on a cleanup. Max Gorin, who produces Next Up, has Gostisbehere in the first on the power play. Both Adam and Victoria, and they did this independent of each other from the Adam Gold Show, have Aho in the first.
Okay.
Although Adam did say shorthanded goal, Nikishin is in the box for a bad call, roughing.
All right.
And Victoria,
I like that.
Victoria gave us Jarvis as the assist, and it is in the first 10 minutes. Let's go to the callers. We have Brian in Holly Springs. Brian in Holly Springs, welcome to the show. Who scores the first goal and in what period?
All right, give me Jarvis in the first, and it's going to be a solo assist from Bussy.
Oh, Bussy does Bussy have a point yet?
I don't know.
Let me look and see.
All right. Bussy on the assist. Appreciate it. Brian, you are locked in. Good luck. We go next to Isaiah in Wake Forest. Isaiah in Wake Forest, welcome to the show. Who scores the first goal and in what period?
I'm going to say Sean Walker with one of his snipes in the first period.
Walker in the first?
Even strength. Simple as that.
All right, even strength. Thank you very much. Dennis will be happy to hear that. He is big Walker fan. And Howard in Raleigh, our last contestant. Howard in Raleigh, welcome to the show. Who scores the first goal and in what period?
Stallsy scores the first in a power play in the first period.
All right, power play Stall. That's just his bag now, huh? Appreciate it, Howard. You are locked in. I thought about going Stall if we're being honest, because they're honoring the 06 team, and it does seem like anytime people pass some praise to Eric Stahl, Jordan Stahl does something special. Little brother-sibling rivalry stuff going on there. But I did not end up going with that. Dennis.
By the way, Brandon Busty does not have any career points in the NHL. He has 1 assist in Providence.
All right, so Isaiah in Wake Forest thinks he gets his first career point today. Dennis, who do you have scoring the first goal of the game?
Give that guy a puck. I'm actually going to go with a guy I think that's going to give this team a lot of juice after a flat performance on Sunday. Give me Jordan Martinook in the first period.
Oh, Party Marty.
Yep.
Marty in the first. Any other details?
It's going to cash in a rebound after a Carrier shot.
All right. Love it. What do we have going on in the YouTube comments?
So we have an Alexander Nikishin in the first period. This one comes from our good friend Tom. He says Nikishin first period on the power play, which would definitely be nice to see. We also have ourselves a Nikolai Ehlers in the first period. We have a Jordan Stahl in the second period from our good friend Boris. And then we also have as well, make sure I did not miss this one, we also have a Seth Jarvis in the first period as well.
On Twitter, we have Blake in the first, Aho in the first, Carrier in the first, Hall in the first, Jarvis in the first, Carrier in the second. How about this one from Cavery? Says, got to be a statement game from the big boys. I say either Aho or Jarvis.
Okay. We also have, Micah just said, Eric Robinson first period on a breakaway, turning on the Jets. We also have a Mark Jankowski in the first as well.
All right. I have to make my prediction.
Okay.
Now, it's been a while since we had a good old-fashioned, let's will this into existence. We did it for Ehlers. We did it for Svetch early in the year.
We did.
Guys that were on little droughts, and it felt like they needed all of our energy to take the lid off.
I know where you're going with this.
Logan Stankoven.
Ah, there it is.
Logan Stankoven. That second line suddenly starting to get some criticism, right? He's not maybe, everyone was so impressed with him taking over the second line center. Now there's maybe I'm not so sure. That Logan Stankoven in the first, feed from Ehlers. I think it's going to be it's a Stankoven goal, right? He's going to be somewhere down in front of the net, playing bigger than his size would indicate. Ehlers will do, the speed thing, and then Stankoven will finish it. That's what I'm looking for.
We also have Joel Nystrom gets his first career goal.
Do you know what I'm that'd be a good one.
That would be great.
Do you know what I'm actually disappointed in me? I should have seen this. That we didn't do it for the Canes old timers yesterday. We should have done first goal scorer prediction, so you could pick like Gleason from Brenda Moore.
Yeah, right.
Which, by the way,
give me Mark Recchi in the first.
Pretty sweet goal. Brenda Moore was perfect in the face-off circle, right? Like, I always joke, right, when I'm explaining first goal scorer predictions to people, I go, if this were 06, right, Eric Stahl in the first would be a pretty good prediction, or Brenda Moore in the first would be like, that's what we're looking for. We could have actually done it yesterday. Could have said Brenda Moore in the first. I'm disappointed in myself for not thinking of it.
I'm disappointed I wasn't here to suggest that.
Yeah, just missed opportunity all around. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, and I will let you know how you can win CanesMas. Before we do that, Dennis Cox has something for you.
I do. Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Speaking of opportunities missed, well, you shouldn't miss this opportunity. Raleigh Weight Loss Center has a deal going on right now with 20% off, by the way. 20% off that runs now all the way through December 19th. That's Friday next week. And here's what the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center does for you. And as someone who's been on the program for over 4 months, I've lost 42 pounds. I actually went to the gym yesterday, stepped on the scale again, maintaining the weight. I was like, that's what I wanted to see. I want to see the weight maintained, because that's the goal. They want you to not only reset your metabolism and lose weight, but they want you to maintain it as well. So many of these fad diets, you lose weight, then you put it back on, you lose weight, put it back on, and it's just no good. Not good for your long-term health, not good for your short-term health. They're looking at the long game, is Raleigh Weight Loss Center. No shots or injections, no surgeries, no steroids, none of the crazy side effects, just your body resetting its metabolism and doing the natural thing. Again, I've lost 42 pounds in 4 months. I'm living, breathing, walking proof that this can work. And the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center, again, right now is 20% off. Give them a call at 919-897-7506 or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Use the promo code LOSEIT. Because then when we look at the scale, when you say, I want to lose it. So use the promo code LOSEIT when you contact Raleigh Weight Loss Center. By the way, when you do contact Raleigh Weight Loss Center for the first time, just set up a free 15-minute phone call. A free 15-minute phone call. Figure out if the program is the right thing for you. If you have any health concerns, if you have any questions about what the process of the program is like, bring those questions to the table. They can answer them for you. Again, 919-897-7506 or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Use the promo code LOSEIT to save 20%. Results may vary.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It's time for CanesMas, everybody. The second day of our 10 days of CanesMas is right now. CanesMas presented by Hardee's. Get the Hardee's app and join My Rewards right now and get hand-breaded chicken tenders BOGO every Wednesday through June 2026. It's also presented by Surfside Vodka. Whether you're watching hockey or warming up by the fire, there's nothing better than enjoying your favorite Surfside canned cocktail to keep the good times going. We have in this magical red hat that's in my hands right now slips of paper that say things like Canes grilling set, Canes Bluetooth speaker, Canes duffel bag, a cooler,
signed pucks.
There's so many really cool Canes gifts that we want to give to you, but we need caller number 10, and then that person will have to answer a very easy Canes trivia question. So call in now and be caller number 10 if you want to try your luck at CanesMas, the 10 days of CanesMas. 919-860-5326. 919-860-5326. Call in now. Caller number 10 gets a CanesMas gift. Stick around.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
When the Eagles' offense looks wrong is when they're right. Every complaint was correct based on the way the offense looked. But that's how they win. When they looked wrong, they were right. Now, when they're trying to look right, they go wrong. Every time the offense looks bad, previously, is when they have actually won games.
Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Is your whole home operating at peak performance? With Newcomb & Company, your independent Trane dealer, proudly serving our community for over 70 years. As a Comfort contract customer, you'll get priority service and a 15% discount on all HVAC and plumbing service calls and repairs, including repairs and replacements for faucets, toilets, piping, garbage disposals, water heaters, drain cleaning, and more. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company, your comfort is our business.
Hey guys, this is Marcy Bailey from Bailey's Fine Jewelry, and we know that you want to get your wife or girlfriend something special this Christmas, but sometimes you just don't know what to get. You wonder, what will she like? What will make her feel special? What will make her say, wow? At Bailey's Fine Jewelry, we have experts that are here to help. We specialize in making you look like a hero. You can even send her in to make a wish list that we keep on file to help make your life just a little bit easier. Bailey's has the largest selection of jewelry in North Carolina, including designers like David Yurman, Lagos, Marco Biccigo, and Apolita, as well as beautifully curated Bailey's collections. And don't fret, because if for some reason she doesn't love your gift, we have a 30-day return policy. Our goal is to be your go-to jeweler for life. Bailey's Fine Jewelry, located in Raleigh's Village District, Cary's Fenton, also in Rocky Mount, Greenville, and Charlotte. Every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending in Cary, the original home of the no closing cost mortgage. Back in 1987, after closing my first no-cost loan, I knew that one day it'd become the trademark of my future mortgage company. I'd been a loan officer for less than a year and began to notice this trend of homeowners chasing lower rates while paying upwards of $15,000 to $20,000 in closing costs, in some cases twice in a year. Imagine giving up $40,000 of equity when all you wanted was a lower payment. And as much as I hate to say it, it's still happening 38 years later. Now, had I been like everyone else, I would have simply charged the fees and moved on. But I couldn't. Think for a minute about how many times your bank reached out to offer a free rate reduction and waived your closing costs. At Miller Lending, we want to be your loan partner for life. So why not pick up the phone and say goodbye to closing costs forever? 919-447-3377, 919-447-3377, or simply apply online at millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender on MLS number 250-2146.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time to celebrate the 10 days of CanesMas. Presented by Hardee's. Cozy up to the goodness of Hardee's new grilled cheese, bacon burger, and breakfast sandwich, as well as Surfside Vodka. Whether you're watching hockey or warming up by the fire, there's nothing better than enjoying your favorite Surfside canned cocktail to keep the good times going. Our 10 days of CanesMas 10th caller right now is Emma in Raleigh. Emma, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. In order to have your draw and see what the CanesMas gift for you is, you have to answer a very simple question. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Can you please name a Carolina Hurricanes team color?
Red.
Boom. That is a correct answer, which means we get to see what you win. I have the magical red hat here. I'm shuffling it up. You can watch on YouTube if anyone is out there keeping me honest. Not looking. I have the slip of paper with your prize on it. Your CanesMas gift is a Surfside vodka, Kanga, iceless cooler, and crew neck.
Woo!
There you go. Pretty sweet iceless cooler. So there you go. You are the CanesMas gift recipient of the day. Congratulations. Stay on the line, and Dennis will grab the info he needs to make sure you get your prize.
Woo!
I showed everybody on YouTube.
So what is it again? It's a
Surfside vodka, Kanga, iceless cooler, and crew neck.
Okay, nice.
I might be pronouncing Kanga wrong, but I did see them in our promotions.
That's what that. Okay, that's nice.
Pretty sweet, yeah.
I dig that.
So there you go. Emma and Raleigh is the CanesMas gift recipient of the day. If you want to win a CanesMas prize, win a CanesMas gift, tomorrow about the same time. We have 10 days of this. This is just day number 2 of CanesMas. So happy CanesMas to you all. Merry CanesMas to you all. Ho, ho, ho. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. With a few more minutes here before the top of the hour. We talked about this a bit yesterday, and I don't think we had enough time for it. By the way, I pronounced Kanga right, so appreciate that, and thank you to Paul Iander for texting it in. Will Wade, before the NC State-UNC Asheville game, talked with Matt Chazanow, the voice of the Wolfpack, and kind of lit up his team. And we have some of the audio here for you. We'll play it. But after talking about it yesterday, the audio is so out of the ordinary for what a head coach would say about his team, particularly this early in the season. Right? They're not even in conference play yet, and he's already kind of lit them up. That it stuck with me, right? And maybe that's what Will Wade wanted, right? He wanted to make the type of statement that would keep his team in the minds of those that heard it. But it did open up a possibility, or it opened up, a different way of thinking for me. And what I mean by that is, could this season go south quick if this isn't a swift and dramatic positive reaction from his team? Right? Will Wade, obviously, and I don't have a problem with it, right? Everybody gets to run their program their way. He obviously isn't waiting around or putting up with things that he doesn't think is good enough. But and he knows this, I'm not like breaking news here. You can't change your roster in the middle of the season, right? If you're out on certain players, there's no trades or free agency or anything. You can't Phillip Rivers a college basketball team. Can't go get a guy that's coaching high school somewhere that you trust to go take minutes. So when you light up your team, I think it's a bit high risk, high reward. If it goes south, you could have some real fractures on your team very early. Now you may be saying, like, how bad was it? Well, let's go straight to the NBA joke, Dennis. He's on the phone right now, making sure our CanesMas winner is taken care of. Do we have the audio with Will Wade saying we have guys that think they're going to the NBA and it's a joke? Can you hit that play for me on that one? Nope, he's working hard, making sure our CanesMas winner gets their prize. So you heard me. You heard what I described in that audio, right? Will Wade. The NBA joke one. There you go. Dennis is now helping. And thank you for doing all you do back there. There we go. Will Wade on players on his team thinking they're going to the NBA.
I told our guys, hey, there's an NBA scout here today for them, not for any of us. We had 3 GMs at the Auburn game, and we play like that. I mean, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. We got guys who think they're, we got guys that, think they're going to be in the NBA next year. It's a joke.
That's startling. Right? And again, I'm not saying it's wrong because everybody can run their program however they want. Will Wade's had success. But to say your players think they're going to be in the NBA next year and it's a joke, how do you think you would feel if you're those players? Now, maybe they're going to react appropriately and they're going to work harder and they're going to prove them wrong and they're going to use it. And this is going to be a big transition moment. I think that's the goal. But it could go south. It could go the other way. I was not anticipating. And by the way, like, raise my hand and say I didn't see it happening this way. I thought NC State was going to be very good this year, right? With the players they brought in, with the hype around them in the preseason, with Darian Williams, with the hype around McNeil as a shooter, and Trey Holloman with 110 starts at Michigan State, and all of or 110 games played at Michigan State, and all of these other things. I thought they were going to be very, very good. And I still think they have the potential to be very, very good. But I did not see them being at a crossroads so early. And maybe they're just ripping the Band-Aid off and seeing what happens. But it is kind of startling to hear a coach talk about his players like that early in the year. Will Wade, go to the Auburn, had 2 players playing all game with more effort. He called out the effort of his players in specific fashion. Here's the audio.
Hopefully you'll see a team that gets on some loose balls. Like everybody in the Auburn game, you can go back and watch it. Everybody talks about the corner 3 that Hall hit. Oh, just terrible luck. He's falling out of bounds in front of the bench. Terrible luck. BS, it's not terrible luck. Magwood, their freshman, beat us to a loose ball, beat our senior to a loose ball right in front of the bench, right in front of the bench. So then it was a jump ball, and they got the ball. That's not bad luck. That's you not playing hard and then rewarding the team that plays harder. And if you look at it, we didn't have anybody that played Hall and Overton played 36 and 38 minutes, and they played with way more force and way harder than we did. So we've been doing all this sports science, all this stuff, and that stuff's great. And you know, we've been worried about loads, and we can only have this many loads this day. To hell with all that. We practiced on game day. We practiced for a long time yesterday. That's stuff to keep you fresh for the end of the year. The end of the year ain't going to matter if we don't start playing better.
I mean, you can tell by how high his voice goes, how just completely fed up he was. You hope he has the pulse of the locker room locked down and that they react appropriately. But I think the next 2 or 3 games, they play, Kansas on Saturday? That game, they better run through a brick wall in the first half of that one, or else, like, what's the next level? If they don't show great effort on Saturday, does Will Wade have another level other than what we just heard to go to?
Got to show it tomorrow first. They got to play Liberty.
True, very true. But like the UNC Asheville game wasn't a dramatic win; it was a win. But you can kind of get away with that. There, you need to live up to expectations. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have the starting 5 coming up next, but first, Dennis Cox has something he'd like to tell you.
I do. Dennis Cox here real quick for Loan Pronto. The best financial move maybe you can make this time of year, how about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99%, fixed APR, the lowest rates in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it right now by giving Loan Pronto a call. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash. You can pay off all those high-interest credit cards and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They were able to wipe out their credit cards and 2 car loans, and they saved $2,100 a month. Don't wait. There's no hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. So act now. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out all higher interest debt and lowering your bills by thousands. Call 919-381-1760 and see how much cash you can get today. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Starting 5 up next. Stick around.
Move your sports day forward.
You know the story of A Christmas Carol, the ghosts of past, present, and yet to come. We can tie it a bit to the Panthers season, the past, innocence by fans, big expectations, new faces, the present, a roller coaster ride of Bryce is our guy, or maybe not. Only the yet to come could be different than the Christmas tale. Unlike Scrooge, we actually care about December games.
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Hey, it's Paul Ihander from 99.9 The Fan for the Butcher's Market. And you know the holidays are here, and if you're looking for the perfect gift, I've got you covered. A membership to the Butcher's Market Steak of the Month Club. You'll get a different hand-cut steak every month for 6 months. Some serious holiday sizzle. And there's more to celebrate. The Butcher's Market was just awarded the North Carolina Small Business Retailer of the Year. With 5 Triangle locations, it's easy to shop local this season. Visit thebutchersmarkets.com. That's thebutchersmarkets.com.
Here's Megan with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Are sleepless nights affecting your life? Parkway Sleep Health Centers can help. We've treated sleep disorders in the Triangle and beyond for over 20 years. We offer sleep studies, office visits, CPAP machines, supplies, and more. And our streamlined process allows us to see you sooner and usually saves hundreds of dollars.
End sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep. Sound health.
Looking for a like-new ride without the new car price? Head to Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford and check out our Car Bravo certified used cars. We've got all makes and models, each Car Bravo certified for quality and backed by warranty. Plus, now through January 2nd, you could finance for just 6.99% for 72 months. Don't miss your chance to save big on a certified car, truck, or SUV you can trust. Stop by Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC today in Sanford or shop online anytime at wilkinsoncars.com.
You know how to tell that you've picked a great gift? When you love to get it yourself. Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here with a great idea. Give Buffalo Brothers gift cards. Whenever I'm back in the Triangle, I make a beeline for Buffalo Brothers to get my wing fix, and it's my go-to spot for gifts and stocking stuffers. Now through December 24th, buy a $40 gift card for someone special and get a $10 gift card for you. Now that's a deal, baby! Visit any of their 5 Triangle locations and buffbrothers.com. Aw, man! Now I want wings!
Hey, it's Meredith at Memphis Jewelers in Garner, and it's time to start updating those wish lists because Christmas is right around the corner. But don't worry, we have you covered. Our store is fully stocked with beautiful and unique pieces anyone surely would love. And if you're thinking of popping the big question this Christmas, we have handpicked the most brilliant diamonds. Plus, all of our diamonds have the low price guarantee, so there's no risk or stress. And that's why we have been voted the Triangle's ultimate bridal destination. So come in and see us today. We are located right off of Highway 70 in Garner and MemphisJewelers.com.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Kat Campbell. Bundle up again tonight. 30 degrees for the low under clearing skies. For Wednesday, it'll be a blustery day. Make sure you hold on to your hats and secure your loose outdoor decorations. A high of 54, but that'll come with a warming southwest wind, gusting to 30 miles per hour.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones at the closing bell today, down 179 points to 47,560.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting 5.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. If you just missed out on CanesMas, that's okay. We do it again tomorrow. Be ready about 4:45 to call in. It'll be caller number 10 every time for the 10 days of CanesMas. We have more gifts to give away. We're feeling jolly. Merry CanesMas to you all.
There's some awesome prizes, by the way.
Very much so. We kept some back for us, right?
No.
Nah.
That's the thing.
We never do. We could do 8 days of CanesMas. No one would know.
Well, we already said 10.
I know. We would just start on a Wednesday, and then we'd each get a pretty sweet prize. But now that I said it on air, it's probably lost that chance. Either way, right now it is time for the starting five. So let's jump in with number 5.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do that hockey.
So, Dennis, you're the one that brought this up, and I find it fascinating.
Okay.
What's going on with the Olympic ice?
Yes, so the Olympic ice. Yes, so the Olympics are in Milan in Italy this coming winter, February. So the rinks that are being built, which are still being built, by the way, even though we're 2 months away from the Olympics actually puck drop. So the rinks are still being constructed, but there's a couple of things that are going on. So the approval from the International Ice Hockey Federation, which is, for example, it's like what FIFA is for soccer, what FIBA is for basketball. The IIHF actually approved the dimensions of the rink, which is not the equivalent to what the NHL plays on. The NHL plays on a rink that's 200 feet long and 85 feet wide. Well, the rinks that were approved by the IIHF were just under 197 feet long, so it's like 3 feet shorter and like about 4 inches wider. So it is a shorter rink by 3 feet. People are like, oh, it's just 3 feet. Like, well, it is significant. And also, the NHL and the NHL Players Association back in July made an agreement with the IIHF saying we will bring our players if the rinks are NHL size ice. So now it's not quite the same, but the NHL is also saying if the quality of the ice is bad that they're playing on, the actual playing surface is not of quality, then the NHL isn't going to allow their players to play in the Olympics.
So
that's a big thing.
A huge deal because, I love the Olympics as much as anybody. The Olympics, they're so darn cool. And part of the cool is that every event is populated by the best at that particular event. Mm-hmm. So if you take the best away from hockey, it's not as cool. It's still cool, but it's not as cool. Here's my reaction to everything you just said. It's the Winter Olympics. How do you not have perfect ice? It's hey.
How do you not have a rink built?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, hey, I want to invite everybody over to watch the Super Bowl. They show up and it's like, yeah, we're still working on finding a TV. It's like, no, that's the whole thing you're doing. You're throwing the Winter Olympics. You need good ice. Hey, yeah, we're going to play a basketball game. All we have to do is find a court and try to make sure that it's up to, basketball standards. It's like that's the application process to get a Olympics in your city is you have to campaign for years. There's a committee. You have so far to plan. How do you not have the ice? Because, listen, like I said, the Olympics are always going to be cool. It's way cooler when you have the best. It's way cooler when you want it to be good. And by the way, I do not fault the NHL for not allowing their players onto ice if they think it's somehow unfit for...
If they just feel it's unsafe.
Yeah, like unfit for safe hockey, I guess would be the term. Like, I don't fault them at all. I do sometimes think they're a little aggressive, but no, that makes a ton of sense.
So, there's a couple rinks that they'll have, because obviously you have the women's tournament going on with the men's tournament at the same time. Granted, the women, their tournament gets started a few days before the men's. But you're having about 3 games a day being played on these sheets of ice. So the question is, as well, is like, how well is the ice going to hold up over the course of time as well? And as someone who plays beer leagues here in Raleigh in the area, it's like there's a game that's played, they cut the ice, and you're right back on there for another game, and the ice qualities aren't that good. So I understand the concern on that.
It's just like you don't. That's position. That's number one. Good ice, good ramps, good luge. Like that's number one. You're gonna have the Winter Olympics. It's not like, hey, let's start with the hotel. It's like, no, let's start with the competition because it's the Olympics, the most pure form of competition. Get it done. Where is it now?
Milan.
Milan.
Italy.
Get it done, Italy. That's number 5. Let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, all together.
Carolina Panthers. Dennis, what is the latest with players coming off of injury? How healthy are they coming out of the bye?
So the Panthers did not practice today. Yesterday was kind of like a walkthrough-ish type thing coming off their bye week. But J.C. Horn, Claude Charles, 2 players that were in concussion protocol and missed the previous game, both did practice yesterday. Now they are still in protocol, but the fact that there are full participants in practice is a very, very good thing. Also, Christian Roseboom, the starting inside linebacker who has been dealing with a hamstring/hip injury and has missed a few games, he was fully back at practice yesterday as well. The only person of note that did not participate in practice was Lathan Ransom, who actually started for Trayvon Merrick at safety when Trayvon Merrick was suspended for a game against the Rams. He actually injured his hand in the game and didn't practice yesterday. I know he recently had a cut on his hand in the game and had to miss a game because just the healing up of a gash. So I don't know if that's just kind of like a re-injury of that, but he's the only player of significance because he's a substitution player that does get significant stats on the defense for the Panthers is just Lathan Ransom. But otherwise, clean bill of health overall. CanesMas, the starting center, was back at practice as well. No, still no Robert Hunt. They're not going to open up his 21-day window, are the Panthers, but still pretty exciting.
He was walking, moving a sled.
He was?
Just a big human moving slowly.
He's a massive individual.
But he was working off to the side. I saw the video and just went, wow, that's a big guy. That's probably the most underrated part of the win over the Rams, by the way, is that they did it without some of their best players on defense. They went toe-to-toe with Matt Stafford and didn't have J.C. Horn. Trayvon Merrick was suspended. Like that's there's a room above, right? There's room to improve. But it is good. Like the late bye, week 14 is a super late bye week. And I'm sure like week 7, it was like, this is the worst. But having time to get healthy for the last month, now that you're here, it's probably like, actually, that was kind of nice, right? You had to suffer early on, but now you're going into the most important games of the year, and you had a little bit extra time to recharge the batteries. Like, you know, you had to put up with some boo-boos, but this one was didn't end up being that bad. That is number 4. Let's get to number 3.
I'm Phillip Rivers, quarterback, and I'm retiring a Charger.
Phillip Rivers retired a Charger. Today, signed with the Colts practice squad. Now, the Colts had Daniel Jones injured, right? He broke his fibula and then popped his Achilles. Anthony Richardson was already injured. I think it was like an orbital, like a face fracture, something that happened.
Yeah, fractured orbital bone.
With a band. I don't even know. But it was not during a game or practice. During warmups, maybe. Riley Leonard, who was their third string, the former Duke quarterback, former Notre Dame quarterback, he got hurt. So with Brett Rippon as their practice squad guy and Phillip Rivers, a 44-year-old grandfather who had been coaching his son in high school, available, right? High school football's done. They called him up. He had a relationship with Shane Steichen. Now, their head coach was Phillip Rivers, offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach back in San Diego with the Chargers. The two funniest parts about this, one is he did in July sign a one-day contract to retire a Charger. Does he have to do that again?
I mean, that's what that sound was from.
I know
from that.
Does he have to do it again?
Maybe.
The other is he is a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame now. If there's anything that is so Phillip Rivers, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong on this. I put like Phillip Rivers and like Kevin Durant kind of in the same category, in that I'm pretty sure if professional sports were not what they are in our society, if they didn't get millions and millions of dollars, if they weren't celebrities, Phillip Rivers and Kevin Durant would be playing their sport pickup somewhere across the country, right? If they made minimum wage hourly, they would they're hoopers and footballers. Like, that's just what they are. So think about Phillip Rivers. He is a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame right now. If he signs to the active roster, the practice squad does not reset. But if he gets elevated on game day, if he is on the active roster at any point in time, he restarts his clock towards the Hall of Fame. He would have to wait another 5 years. Exchanging potentially 5 years as a Hall of Famer for like 3 or 4 weeks of just slinging it around with the boys one more time is the most Phillip Rivers thing of all time. And here's the best part for Phillip. The best part for Phillip is this. If it goes horrendously, who cares? Right? If he goes out there and throws 4 interceptions, well, he's 44 years old and hasn't played since like 2020. Like, what did you expect? But if he goes out there and plays great, he has the ultimate, like, these young guys don't know how we used to do it. They don't know how to read a defense. All these little RPOs, one read. They don't know how to run an offense. Watch what I do here. Daniel Jones, put your cast on and pay attention. Like, it's the ultimate mic drop. Now, NC State fans out there, I have a question for you. Who amongst you thought that there would be a season where Jacoby Brissett and Phillip Rivers are more likely to start a game than Russell Wilson?
That's in the year of our Lord 2025. No one, no one. If you would have said 8 years ago, I've been like, I guess if Russell's hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Jacoby Brissett's like entrenched as he's playing kind of well for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
they're not winning a lot, but he's playing kind of well. Phillip Rivers might be thrust into action for the Colts, and I don't see the Giants going to Russell anytime soon. Oh, how life changes in the NFL. That's number 3. Let's get to number 2.
Just the two of us.
Obviously, that sound, a crying baby.
That is no. Those are Notre Dame fans.
Well, that as somebody with
that's Marcus Freeman,
almost 9-month-old at home. There are some flashbacks there. I was like, oh no, all right, it's my turn. I got her. Not wholly different to what Notre Dame sounds like. So Notre Dame missed out on the CFP. If you ask anyone associated with Notre Dame, they missed out on the CFP because the ACC, who, by the way, couldn't even get their own conference champion in the CFP, carries so much weight. They carry so much sway that they were able to roadblock Notre Dame from making the CFP with a couple of tweets and replaying the Miami win over Notre Dame on ACC Network. If you ask Notre Dame, the ACC, with all of their mighty power, as quite obviously the third or fourth most powerful power conference, kept Notre Dame out, and Notre Dame wants retribution. Now, Bavakwa, the athletic director for Notre Dame, spoke to the media today to air grievances, I guess. This was like a Festivus miracle. Here's some of that audio.
Surprised by and disappointed was how the ACC conference really went on a social media campaign, in my opinion, attacking our football program. Miami had done that and they didn't. I get it. All's fair. There's a great rivalry, decades-long rivalry between Notre Dame and Miami. And that's the spirit of the universities and the football programs and fandom. And that's what makes college football special, whether it's Notre Dame, Miami, Notre Dame, USC, Michigan, Ohio State. But we felt this was different, and it raised a lot of eyebrows. And, we made our feelings known that we didn't particularly understand this. And it just kind of puzzled us that a conference that's home to over 600 of our student athletes walking around this campus today, I guess chose to go down that road. I guess intellectually I understand it, but I certainly don't agree with it.
Can I be very clear on something?
Sure.
The 600 student athletes from Notre Dame that are part of the ACC are not football players. The ACC would champion Notre Dame basketball making the NCAA tournament because that's a member of the ACC. They would, the way business partnerships work, is they go as far as the business makes sense. Why in the world would the ACC not champion Miami over Notre Dame? And I want to be clear on this. There weren't many other good arguments for Miami to get in other than they beat Notre Dame.
That's really it.
Like, I'm sure the ACC would have rather said Miami should get in over Ole Miss. But there's really no good argument there, right? There's the argument they had, the one bullet in their ammunition, in their chamber, was Miami beat Notre Dame. So you had to make a decision. Is it going to be Notre Dame, who's your business partner, or Miami, who's your family? That's what you had to deal with. Now, the interesting part is I'm getting, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, Dennis, I'm feeling big threat energy from Notre Dame. Like, oh, ACC's going to rue the day they stepped on the wrong side of Notre Dame. I'm not sure what they can do.
No, I mean, outside of trying to leave the conference, which, hey, jump in line there behind Florida State and Clemson, I really don't know.
If they leave the ACC, how does that hurt the ACC? I don't see, like, by the way, they're not the behemoth in ratings that they once were. Depending on how you judge Nielsen or like where you get your ratings, they're like the 15th most watched team in college football. They have as many games as Clemson in the top 20 most watched games of the year. They have as many games as Miami in the top 20 most watched games of the year. They have their own little NBC contract, which is good for them, but that does nothing for the ACC. But of course, the athletic director, who we just played some audio for, would disagree with that. So here's some more audio.
The ACC is important to us, and we're important to the ACC. And think about football for a minute. Those ACC teams want to play us in football. Interesting stat. Since 2014, when we started our football relationship with the ACC, if you look at stadiums, ACC games sell out roughly 23% of the time. When Notre Dame goes to an ACC site, it's 90% of the time. When you think about ratings for ACC football games when they play Notre Dame, there's a tremendous lift. I don't understand why you would go on a social media campaign to attack an important partner. Who's some of our important partners in the football space? NBC. We wouldn't do that to NBC. Now, I understand they have to stand up for their teams in football. We just think there's other ways to do it. And it has created damage. I mean, I'm not going to shy away from that. And that's just not me speaking. People a lot more important at this university than me feel the same way. So I think it has done some real damage, and I think the ACC knows that.
Two things. One, do you know why he said going back to 2014 when they started this? Because Notre Dame's ratings have gone way down since 2014. It's really good to talk about, on average, over the last 10 years, when the first 5 years were much better than the last 5 years. Secondly, when he's like, oh, I don't know why you would talk bad about a partnership. We would never do that about NBC. Well, that's where I agree. You're right. I'm with you. You shouldn't talk bad about NBC. It would be weird if the ACC got mad at NBC for talking bad about the ACC, which is what you're mad at here. Like the ACC network and ACC digital media talking bad about Notre Dame. And not, I'm not going to say talking bad, but putting Miami over Notre Dame would be the equivalent of NBC putting Notre Dame over Miami. Notre Dame can't have both. They can't have the ACC and ESPN and Disney defending them and have NBC defending them. You get one major partner. Now, if there's some other side deal, that's fine, but you're not primary. Here's the last point I'll make. Probably not the last point, but I got the last one I'll make right now. I have some friends that went to Notre Dame, some friends that played at Notre Dame, and I've it's been like a train accident. I can't look away. They're commenting on every former player, every former coach, every media member, everybody that's saying Notre Dame is being ridiculous with, oh, I just can't with you. Oh, you guys just don't get it. Oh, be better. And I'm going like, do you really think you're the only one right? that darn near everyone in college sports is thinking one thing because it's super obvious, and you're so next level with it that you're the only one that sees it right? You're reacting in a childish manner to things not going your way, which, by the way, I'm not even arguing here if they should be in the CFP or not. My argument is life's tough, get a helmet. There are snubs every year that react better than how you're reacting right now. Florida State didn't go on this crybaby tour when they were undefeated and didn't make the CFP. And I don't like Florida State. That's number 2. Let's get to number 1.
Packer Goss's pair will start on front. They score! A power play goal! The big man got in front, and Jordan Stahl. It's been a while since he's got a power play goal, but he's got one here, and the Canes have tied it at 1.
Canes tonight, 7:30 puck drop right here on 99.9 The Fan, hosting Columbus, the end of a long homestand.
By the way, 7 o'clock Storm Watch with Adam Gold, 7:30 puck drop. It's a national broadcast, so Mike and Tripp exclusive on 99.9 The Fan tonight.
Dennis, I'm going to put you on the spot, as I often do. I need an if-then statement. If blank happens, then I'll say the Canes win by at least 2 goals because they're playing Columbus.
If Svechnikov scores a goal.
Ooh. Do you feel good about that?
Not right now, no.
All right. What do they need to do to like, I want 3 goals in the first period.
Yes.
Well, I mean, obviously we all want that.
Yeah.
But how? Like, what needs to happen for them to, I mean, and we just saw it against Nashville, right? They can score in bunches. But what's been missing in the games that they've struggled so aggressively, a.k.a. Sunday, a.k.a. whatever it was, Thursday? Like, they've had a few real clunkers offensively.
I think I understand that there's always the mindset and just when you want the goalie to move side to side because you're more likely to score.
Yep.
But I still feel like they're in quality, high-danger scoring areas, and they're passing up shots to try and make those passes as opposed to just putting the puck on net into an area where you're going to at least at minimum create a rebound. If you're not going to score, you're going to create a rebound. Not necessarily shooting into the goalie's chest because that's, obviously an easier save. But if you're shooting towards the low corners and things along those lines where you're going to create those rebound chances, that's what I want to see them do. Like, quit passing up shot opportunities when you're in scoring areas. Even if there might be a potential pass that you might be able to complete that might get you a slightly better, but you still got to complete the pass maybe through a defenseman, whatever it might be. Don't pass up on those high-danger scoring chances. Just don't.
Rod Brindamore showed him how to do it with Gleason yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
In the alumni game.
Hey, guys, that's how it's done.
Is there this is my last question for you, right? They're celebrating the Cup team, right? This has been a real walk down memory lane. I saw a longer clip than I had seen of Rod Brindamore dancing in the locker room after winning the Cup. I had seen like a real quick, almost GIF-like clip of it, but there's like a 4 or 5 second version of him doing like a little Brindamore shuffle that I hadn't seen before. So the nostalgia is good. Is there any direct impact as far as this year's team kind of catching the it factor from a team that obviously had the it factor? Because I think it's fair to say that this year's team and last year's team and the Canes of this window, they have talent to hang with anybody, but they need to make the plays in the moments that win you the game, win you the series, win you the Cup. Is there any direct kind of connection there, or is it just a cool week?
It depends on how much the current team is interacting with that 06 team. I think that's what you're really going to – that's how you would learn from them. Just be like, hey, when we went on this run, whatever it might be, this was the mentality that we had. And just – I know Rod even talked about it this morning after morning skate about how everyone on that team was bought in an unselfish manner, like anything that it took to make sure that the team won. And, whether it's like, hey, you know what, if I got to skate – one less shift because that means someone else is going to get out there because that's going to help the team win, then everyone was unselfish in that regard.
I'll go with a quick personal story here. University of Delaware, my sophomore year, we made it to the national championship game. The spring game before that, so spring game my freshman year, they brought back, I want to say, the 77 national championship team. They won a national 78 maybe. A bunch of the guys came back and they talked to us. And I'm not saying this played into us making it to the national championship game. We didn't win it, but we made it all the way there. But the part that stood out to us, they brought back like 15 of them, was how like it was kind of like looking into a weird funhouse mirror where it was like, oh, they're kind of similar to us. It was like, you know, they're going like, oh, you're the Jimmy of our team, and oh, this guy, oh, he reminds me of Ralph, and like it was all of that, and it did kind of open our eyes to like, oh, you know, we have all the ingredients here because they had all the ingredients and we look similar, and then we fell just short. But maybe it's just simply that it's like, oh, you know what, like, you know, Rod gives Recky just the hard time, just like. You know, Stahl gives Blake a hard time or whatever the relationships are. And you realize, you know, they're special, but they're not inhuman, right? They're same DNA as us. We just got to go finish. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We do need to grab some numbers game contestants. But first, Tim Donnelly here for Maynard Service Company. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, all of it. Maynard Service Company does it all. And kind of talking about that it factor, that DNA, I think that comes from the people, right? You'd love to have a coach that can draw up the perfect play, but if you're going to be a great company, if you're going to be a great team, I think it starts with the people. And Maynard Service Company recognizes that. They invest in the people. Their technicians are constantly being given opportunities to improve, to train, to get further education. They are constantly being checked up on to make sure things are going well and any problems. I hang out with their owner, Brett, around one of their facilities, and him walking around, it's very much like a coach walking around. Everybody knows him. Hey, how's it going? It's not, from some pedestal looking down on his constituents. Maynard Service Company, they're a part of our community, and they want to help you. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. They do it all. Just remember this phone number to call, 919-361-0993. 919-361-0993, or visit them online at MaynardServices.com. That's MAYNOR Services.com. Now we need numbers game contestants. We have a $25 Autobell Car Wash gift card going to the winner. We need 2 contestants, so call in now, 919-860-5326. We will play the numbers game coming up next. We need 2 contestants. Call in now, 919-860-5326. Numbers game next.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Columbus.
Ehlers, he scores on the one-timer. And Nikolai Ehlers with a power play goal.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 7. Puck drop at 7:30.
Jackson Blake cutting through the middle. Back and forth. He scores! What a goal, Jackson Blake!
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
At the Dugout Tavern and Grill's annual Cheers for Children party, we ring in the holidays and dig deep to help the kids at WakeMed Children's Hospital. And we want you to come join the festivities at the Dugout Tavern and Grill in Apex Thursday, December 18th, starting at 6 for Christmas cocktails, seasonal brews, and an ugly sweater contest. Donate money or items to help the kids at WakeMed Children's and get entered into our raffle for big ticket prizes drawn at 7:30. And stock up on holiday gift cards that everyone loves. Details at the DugoutTavern.com.
Think Santa's got a mixed bag of treats? Soundstation and Security may have him beat. Soundstation and Security has a huge variety of gift ideas for everything audio and automotive. Car audio, car video, home theater, wheels, and tires. We even offer full vehicle service, alignments, inspection, oil changes, window tinting, and custom exhaust. These are great, unique gift ideas. Plus, Soundstation and Security has a variety of financing options. Downtown Smithfield or on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. And online at myhotsound.com.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd. To the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Adam Golden, studio with my friend Dallas Spruill from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. Do you want to wish me a Merry Christmas? Is that why you're here?
Merry Christmas, Adam. Glad to be here.
Anybody else? Anybody more important than me? Of course, everybody more important than me.
It's this time of the year where it's time to celebrate with friends and family. And from all of your good friends at the Aluminum Company in North Carolina, I'd like to wish everyone a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.
All right, now, hopefully my roof is suitable for Santa, but if people don't have roofs that are suitable for Santa, you guys can help.
We can help them, whether it's metal, flat, rubber, shingles. We got the best warranties in the industry, and we'd love to help you out.
And Santa will land perfectly and take off perfectly from the roof. Aluminumcompany.com online. Dallas Spruill is there. Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Merry Christmas. Visit us on the web at aluminumcompany.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time to play the numbers game. We have Jake in Raleigh and Hunter in Raleigh on the line. They'll be our contestants for today. $25 Autobell Car Wash gift card, the prize. As always, we'll bring both contestants onto the air, ask them the same question. That person will get to go first. Or, sorry, Dennis will pick his favorite answer. Then that person will get to go first. We'll start with Jake and Raleigh. Jake, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Jake, the kind of a festive vibe. We have CanesMas going on, holiday season. So we'll ask you this: what's the best holiday dessert?
I'm gonna go Christmas cookies, like full decorations, all the bells and whistles.
All right, Dennis, any follow-ups?
I mean, what type of cookie? We're talking like the sugar cookies here that are, shaped like, Christmas trees and candy canes. Is that what we're talking about here? I mean, there's a lot of different type of Christmas cookies out there, and as a cookie connoisseur, I need some more details.
Okay. I'm having regret. Like I think I should have said peppermint bark now that you say all that, but with the original answer, just like a perfect homemade sugar cookie, but you decorate it yourself so it like becomes your own. You can put, sprinkles, frosting, all the goods on it.
Okay. All
right. He appears satisfied with your explanation, so we will move on to the next contestant. Hunter in Raleigh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, Hunter, the same question to you. We're in a festive vibe, so we're asking, what's the best holiday dessert?
Only one right answer, and that's gingerbread men.
Oh, classic. Dennis, any follow-ups?
No follow-ups.
All right, we have Jake in Raleigh, who's with the classic Christmas sugar cookie decorated by yourself to make it your own, or Hunter, who went gingerbread man and was pretty confident about it.
By the way, the correct answer we're looking for, what they're called, known as the peanut butter blossom cookies, is the peanut butter cookie with the Hershey Kiss. On top, that is the correct answer that we were looking for. My favorite holiday cookie. But I will say this, though, about Jake first. He backtracked on his answer.
He said, I should have gone peppermint
I should have
bark.
gone something else. You backtracked on your answer. I can't choose you if you backtrack on your answer. So I got to go Hunter in this one with gingerbread.
All right, so Hunter will get to go first. Jake, don't worry. You'll have your chance. Just have to stay on hold for a second.
All delicious answers, by the way.
Yeah, it's very hard to go wrong with holiday dessert. Hunter and Raleigh, you get to go first. Are you ready to pick a category?
Let's do it.
All right, the categories are NFL players initially known, meaning their first names are initials. NFL players that are 5'9" or shorter, officially listed. NBA players that are Canadian, made in Canada, or NHL Hurricanes throughout history.
Let's do the
Did we lose you?
NFL. Let's do the first NFL with the initials.
Okay. Initially known, meaning their first names are initials. I will give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. One pass if you need it. Any questions before we get started?
No.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. DJ Moore, Chicago Bears.
14.
Incorrect. J.K. Dobbins, Denver Broncos.
16.
Incorrect. DJ Moore, Chicago Bears.
12.
Incorrect. J.K. Dobbins, Denver Broncos.
Pass.
T.J. Hawkinson, Minnesota Vikings.
84.
Incorrect. DJ Moore, Chicago Bears.
2.
Correct. C.J. Mosley, New York Jets.
84.
Incorrect. You avoided the shutout. Right under the wire there, got DJ Moore. For J.K. Dobbins, 27. T.J. Hawkinson, 87. C.J. Mosley, 57. So you had to get in the sevens groove there. But you did get DJ Moore with 2. So 1 is the leader in the clubhouse. We'll see if it holds up. That brings us to Jake and Raleigh. Jake, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. The categories remaining for you to choose from are NFL players that are listed at 5 feet 9 inches tall or shorter, NBA players that are from Canada, or NHL Hurricanes throughout history.
20th anniversary, baby. We got to go Canes.
All right. By the way, I did see Eric Stahl is going to be one of the siren sounders today, so that tracks. I will give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock, 1 pass if you need it. I will say the team in this category, even though we know it, just to keep it fair timing-wise with the other categories. And you need at least 2 for the win. Any questions before we get started?
Sounds good.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Brandon Bussey, Carolina Hurricanes.
32.
Correct. Jordan Stahl, Carolina Hurricanes.
11.
Correct. Sergei Tolchinsky, Carolina Hurricanes.
Pass.
Kevin Hatcher, Carolina Hurricanes.
28.
Incorrect. Brody Sutter, Carolina Hurricanes.
4.
Incorrect. Sergei Tolchinsky, Carolina Hurricanes.
26.
Incorrect. Kevin Hatcher, Carolina Hurricanes.
5.
Incorrect. Brody Sutter, Carolina Hurricanes.
8.
You weren't that close, I think, intentionally, but you were pretty close on Kevin Hatcher, because Hatcher we were looking for 4, which you guessed for Sutter, which we needed 48, and then you guessed 5 for Hatcher. So you were 1 off and kind of close. Tolchinsky, we were looking for 61, but Bussey and Stahl, you got both of those, 32 and 11. That's good enough for the win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
$25 Autobell Car Wash gift card is the number, or the prize for today. So stand in line, and Dennis will make sure you get your prize.
By the way, for Brody Sutter, like you said, he initially said 4, but then he said 8, and his number was 48.
48.
So he was right around it.
I think he was just throwing darts, but he was kind of like the universe was putting him close.
Unintentionally right there where you needed to be.
And he gets the $25 gift card. So, again, stand in the line, and Dennis will grab the info he needs.
Now I want cookies.
I was just going to say, well, like, it became kind of a conversation about cookies. I said dessert. You could have thrown a pie out there. It could have been a cake of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of the desserts are wide ranging.
I mean, holidays are like, cookies are known for holiday time, though. Especially like Christmas and
pies. I think pies are also.
I mean, I associate pie more with Thanksgiving. Cookies, I think I more associate with Christmas.
That's fair. But I'm just saying there were options out there.
There were options.
Everybody's got their own traditions. Somebody could have come with, my family always has smoothies. I don't know. Whatever your family does. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Tim Donnelly here for Miller Lending, and including their no-cost loan. Listen, mortgage rates, they're unpredictable, right? I know we all have a friend of a friend of a friend who says, no, they're going to come down in 6 months, or, they're going to keep rising. I think it's more difficult to know than that, right? I don't think anybody really can predict what's going to go on with mortgage rates unless, a Fed cut happens or something. But if rates are up, that doesn't mean you should be paying $4,000, $5,000, and $6,000 in closing costs, or paying even more to buy down rates. Instead, what you should be thinking is, let's take advantage of a volatile market, right? Let's get a no-cost loan. That's what it's called from Miller Lending, and 0 means 0, no means no, right? No closing costs. Let's get a no-cost loan from Miller Lending, and that way, if and or when rates drop a year from now, 2 years from now, 6 months from now, whatever it is, we'll refinance, no closing costs, no-cost loan once again, and get the lower monthly payment, lower monthly rate, without having to pay the thousands and thousands of dollars to get the lower rate now. Again, it's volatile. It's unpredictable. I think the best way to make it happen is just to prepare yourself to be flexible and adaptable and take advantage of whatever the situation does. Give them a call. They'll explain more. Miller Lending, 919-447-3377. That's 919-447-3377. Or visit them online at millerlending.com. Once again, that's millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 250-2146. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to hear from many of you. That's right. We're going to the interwebs, grabbing your feedback, and having a feedback frenzy coming up.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
When the Eagles' offense looks wrong is when they're right. Every complaint was correct based on the way the offense looked. But that's how they win. When they looked wrong, they were right. Now, when they're trying to look right, they go wrong. Every time the offense looks bad, previously, is when they have actually won games.
Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
'Tis the season for cozy nights and big games. Celebrate with Surfside, made with real vodka. Only 100 calories and 0 bubbles for smooth sipping. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
This Christmas, gift deeply. At Bailey's, we know jewelry is more than just something sparkly. Each piece carries meaning, emotion, and love. Discover the largest selection of designer jewelry, diamonds, luxury timepieces, and gifts for everyone special on your list. Give a gift that says everything words cannot. Beautifully wrapped in our iconic Bailey box. Visit Bailey's Fine Jewelry in Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, Greenville, and Charlotte, or at baileybox.com, because every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
You know how to tell that you've picked a great gift? When you love to get it yourself. Hey, what do you say? John Forslund here with a great idea. Give Buffalo Brothers gift cards. Whenever I'm back in the Triangle, I make a beeline for Buffalo Brothers to get my wing fix, and it's my go-to spot for gifts and stocking stuffers. Now through December 24th, buy a $40 gift card for someone special and get a $10 gift card for you. Now that's a deal, baby! Visit any of their 5 Triangle locations and buffbrothers.com. Aw, man! Now I want wings!
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. Before we jump into a feedback frenzy and hear from many of you online, Dennis, tell everybody what they need to know about the Canes broadcast tonight. It's a little different than it is on a normal game.
So, yes, it is different. It is the national TV broadcast, so no like FanDuel Sports Network or anything like that tonight. So the puck drop for this game is going to be 7:30. So if you tune in at 7 o'clock thinking, oh, it's puck drop, no, actually 7:30 is puck drop, but actually tune in at 7 o'clock because that's when Storm Watch with Adam Gold begins. But it is a radio-only broadcast in terms of hearing Mike and Tripp. So you can listen to it right here on The Fan, obviously, or subscribe on the 99 The Fan app, or just download the 99 The Fan app. You can listen to it for free, so no matter where you are, you can always take Mike and Tripp with you as well.
There you go.
Go listen to the game.
That's all the details you need, and obviously you can still get first goal score predictions and things into the YouTube chat, live stream chat, or you can send them to me on Twitter at Donnelly Sports. Now, with that being said, speaking of the YouTube chats and YouTube videos and comments, let's head into a feedback frenzy.
All right, earlier we had a conversation about the Carolina Hurricanes and, well, their lack of goal scoring right now, and some players that are struggling, including Andrei Svechnikov. And this one comes from K Very. K Very 92 says, having Jordan Staal with more goals than Andrei Svechnikov at this point in the season is a problem.
He does. He has, and by the way, in less games too, because Staal missed some time with the illness.
Yeah, he was sick.
I actually think Staal is kind of sensing, all right, I guess they need me to be a scorer. Right? It's obviously he's on power play, which is, a different beast than what he's been dealing with in the last few years. But I think he's being a bit more aggressive because he feels like, all right, if no one else is going to do it, I can sense that we need to score some goals. If he didn't miss those 3 games, he'd be on pace for like 27 goals or something like that. His pace was near career high for him at the beginning of the year prior to the sickness. So, yeah, I mean, shout out to the captain, right? Maybe he still has some score and pop left in the tank there.
All right, along those same lines, along that same conversation, this one comes from Huge Caniac 74. Huge Caniac says, the Canes have no killer instinct. They haven't for years. Svechnikov has been given his chance. It won't come from this roster. It'll have to come from another team.
The big trade, right? That's the take there. there aren't that many like ready, I don't know, microwavable killer instincts where you're just like, yeah, just add him to the team and it works, right? Add it to the team, set it for 2 minutes, and you have a meal and no time flat. I don't think it's that easy, or else, yeah, every team would do it. I guess maybe that would be my question. Huge Caniac, that's who the texter was, or the commenter was?
Yeah, Huge Caniac 74.
I guess that'd be my question is like, who are you talking about and how much do they cost? Can you just go add a killer instinct? I mean, like, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Go ahead.
So this actually, along those same lines, you were talking about a particular name. So this one actually comes from D. Ely, who's in our YouTube live chat earlier today, said that he was listening to a sports station up in Canada.
Okay.
He's a big hockey guy. Listened to a sports station up in Canada saying that the Brady Tkachuk of the Ottawa Senators may want out of Ottawa. Talk about a team or a player that has grit and skill, someone that the Carolina Hurricanes need. Which, by the way, Brady Tkachuk, I would 100% be on board with Brady Tkachuk being on. You want to talk about like a mean streak, nastiness, but also is not afraid to be an agitator, but can also score. Yeah, and he could be a top 2 center for you.
The Tkachuks are likely one of those, like, they bring an attitude with them.
Yeah,
right?
they
Like they carry it in a suitcase, and they show up with it. So, if those players become available, I would firmly expect Eric Tulsky to be in the mix because he's in the mix for every deal. Somebody on Twitter just sent to me that Quinn Hughes would be an option. It's like you're talking about big deals there, like with lots of moving pieces. But if you can make it happen, it'd be interesting.
I would love for Quinn Hughes to be a Carolina Hurricane, but that's going to cost you a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's always the next question that's more difficult, right? When somebody says, so-and-so is a top 10 player in the league, I'm like, all right, let's list them, right? You know what I mean? It's always the next question. Just trade for this guy. I'm going like, all right, let's talk cost. Let's see what, like, that player is great. It's awesome. I agree. But their current team knows they're great and awesome, and they agree, and they're not going to give them up for free. So it's always the next question that becomes more difficult, right? Like, they don't have killer instinct. Got to trade for a guy with killer instinct. All right, who and how much is it going to cost? It's always the next question that makes it much more complicated.
And, of course, there's that Tage Thompson guy that's still getting floated around. But, yeah, for a guy like Quinn Hughes, who's a former Norris Trophy winner for best defenseman in the NHL –
some would say the award goes to the best offensive defenseman.
I would still take him.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not. Trust me.
I mean, it's honestly, it's like him, Cale Makar, Jacob Slavin.
Yeah.
But
the only question I would have is, like, are you taking my firstborn or my firstborn and my secondborn and my right arm? Like,
yeah. Or both arms.
It's gonna cost a pretty penny.
That it is. So let's actually go to a conversation. So, again, that's along the Carolina Hurricanes. So yesterday we had a conversation, earlier today we had a conversation about the Carolina Panthers and just about their lack of pass rush as a team. This one actually comes from Dimitri. Dimitri says this about the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm sorry, gosh, see, all this Carolina stuff.
I mess it up once a week, probably more.
Reset this, okay? Here's what I'm going to do.
Hey,
there we go. Reset myself. Scratch. Here we go. We had a conversation earlier today about the Carolina Panthers and their lack of a pass rush as a team. Dimitri says this regarding the Carolina Panthers. They don't have the skill, which means Evero has to not be Evero and blitz more creatively, which he won't do. So don't expect much.
It's not an easy thing to do. Okay? Like, it's not even just being creative in your blitzes. It's being creative in your blitzes and having an otherworldly sense of timing. Because you can only pull like a what I call exotic pressure, an exotic blitz, something you don't show on film often, once or twice, right? Before now it's on film and everybody looks for it. So if you call your crazy blitz and they run in the opposite direction, you just wasted it, right? So, like, you got to take your chances and get a little lucky. I'm not acting like I'm the biggest fan of Evero, but I'm not going to judge him by his ability to create a pass rush without many dynamic pass rushers. That's like, getting mad at a basketball coach for not scoring in the paint and you don't have anyone over 6'6". It's like, sometimes you got to be creative and get a little lucky. So It's a tough situation. Like I said, if they were a contender at the deadline, if they thought they were in the mix for a conference or a Super Bowl championship, I think they would have bought a pass rusher at the deadline. But without that, they're trying to get by with smoke and mirrors, and that's not easy.
All right. Conversation yesterday about the college football playoff. Is something you and Max had yesterday.
Yep.
Conversation about the playoff. Did the college football playoff committee get the field right? Obviously, the big question being about Notre Dame.
And BYU, but yes.
This one comes from Scott Dawson. Notre Dame's best win was Southern Cal, followed by who? Pitt? Miami's best win was against Notre Dame, and I guess also Pitt. Put JMU and Tulane in a bowl game against each other and replace them with Notre Dame and Vanderbilt.
Interesting. I am bringing Tulane and JMU into it makes no sense to me. They're not there as contenders. Them making the CFP is their reward. That's how you reward the best group of 5 teams or the best group of 5 team, depending on the year. It's no different than like the SWAC champion or the CAA champion getting into the NCAA tournament in basketball. Like, their inclusion is necessary towards just the health of the sport as a whole. They're not in the same category as Notre Dame and Vanderbilt and BYU. It's separate. Notre Dame doesn't have a big win. They did reel off 10 straight of them things, though. Like, I want to be exceptionally clear on this. If Notre Dame and Notre Dame fans are bummed that they didn't make the CFP, I'm cool with that. They lost their first 2 games and then went on a valiant comeback attempt. They did everything they could over the last 10 weeks. What I have a huge problem with is how they've reacted to things not going their way. Like, they didn't make it obvious, right? They darn sure weren't like a no-doubter, right? If they're ranked top 7 in the country, top 8 in the country, they're in, right? Like, they didn't make it super obvious, and it didn't go their way. Now they're pouting, and the pouting is what I have a problem with.
All right, well, you're talking about some pouting. Here's Thomas DeMail on the same conversation. This one comes from Thomas. Thomas says one of either 2 things needs to happen. 1, eliminate auto bids, or 2, expand to 16. Playoffs are screwed right now. Notre Dame was 3rd favorite to win the whole thing. They had better odds than Oregon, Ole Miss, Bama, Oklahoma, Miami, etc. A 10-game win streak, all by double digits. It's not really about Miami. Alabama is the team that should be left out. Bama lost 2 of their last 3 games, and the win was barely beating a 5-7 Auburn team. Bama run game is the weakest unit of any team in the field. Bama is the only 3-loss team to ever get in at-large, has the worst loss on the field against Florida State, and is now the first team to make the playoffs despite losing to a team with a losing record, and the first team to make the playoffs after a game with negative rushing yards. Complete joke.
I don't care who's favored by Vegas in odds if they get in.
Yeah, I agree.
That means absolutely nothing. You could be favored in a game and lose. Matter of fact, you would know all about that because you did it. It's very simple to me. Making the playoffs is earned. It's not an idea. And you know, I said I have a bunch of different, like, one of the things that's so frustrating to me about Notre Dame fans right now is so many of them are giving me opinion as if it's fact. They're saying, the fact is they would be the 3rd most likely to win. I'm going, no. That's an opinion. It could be your opinion. It could be the sportsbook's opinion. That's an opinion. And there's really no place for opinions here. The committee's opinions were wrong in a lot of ways. I think Alabama should have dropped down for losing their conference championship. My opinion is Alabama probably shouldn't got in. I agree with you on that. But to present that as if it's a fact is it's messed up. It's messed up. There are no facts other than wins, losses, scoring differential, like that. Those are the facts. And the facts are you didn't make the CFP. You can whine about it. It ain't going to change. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9, The Fan coming to a close. Overdrive up next. We talk Canes to start it. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the Canes game.
The Adam Gold Show.
I have no idea how the whole thing's going to play out. We've seen goaltenders come in and be good for short stretches. Remember Spencer Martin. This Brandon Bussey experience, though, might be a little bit different than that. Maybe he is just a late bloomer. Maybe he is part of the solution to what is ailing Carolina in goal. Let's ride the bus.
The Adam Gold Show, weekdays starting at noon on 99.9 The Fan.
Is your heating and air system ready for cooler weather? Call Newcomb & Company to ensure your system is running at peak performance. As a Comfort Contract customer, you'll get priority service and a 15% discount on all HVAC and plumbing service calls and repairs. Newcomb & Company, your independent trained dealer, has proudly served our community for more than 70 years, delivering reliable comfort and peace of mind. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company, your comfort is our business.
The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rates to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rates in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, and saved $2,100 a month. Don't wait, no hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out all higher interest debt and lowering your bills by thousands. Call 919-381-1760 and see how much cash you can get today. loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166171, APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
It is I, Juan Carlos Santiago del Santiago, the coolest man in the world. Yes, I am back in Raleigh. Do I go downtown with so many places to party? No, I go to the Shakey's place. The good food, the fine drinks, the coldest of beers, and of course, the many, many beautiful people. I always hang at the Shakey's place, the coolest bar in the world, because, well, it was built for me. Juan Carlos Santiago del Santiago, the coolest man in the world. The Shakey's place, 8800 de Raleigh Road by the Shelley Station.
Come see Atlantic Spas and Billiards' brand new showroom. More wellness to experience with state-of-the-art Tilo saunas to see, more hot spring and Caldera hot tubs to sit in, and a full-service billiard and dart pro shop. Shop for awesome holiday gift ideas from grills to game